As the sun sets,
Bill's Custom.
as the sun sets. As the sun sets over mid-Michigan, the sports spirit ignites. Volleyballs soar, echoing the determination of champions. The gridiron roars to life as student-athletes clash in a dance of skill, strength, and strategy. Basketball courts pulse with energy, each dribble a heartbeat of the game. As winter turns to spring, the diamonds will glisten under the sun, a stage for baseball and softball glory and triumph. Fans unite in a symphony of support for their beloved teams. Amid cheers and tears, memories are etched into the tapestry of time. Join us as we journey through the magic that is high school sports. It's time for high school football on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back to the Mid-Michigan Sports Network for the third consecutive night. That is right, because we had some high school volleyball for you Wednesday. Last night, Sacred Heart Academy finished their regular season at 6-3, besting Coleman. And oh boy, tonight we've got a big one. It is 8-0 Petoskey versus 7-1 Clare. And Clare is playing up 2 divisions. And so, oh boy, it is going to be absolutely fantastic here tonight with Petoskey and Clare. And it's been a long, long time since Petoskey had a chance to finish the season at 9-0. I am told 50 years by the radio crew from the Northmen. And this will be the first time that we've seen Petoskey this year. If you've been paying attention to the Mid-Michigan Sports Network, this is actually the 4th Clare game that we've done. Again, we didn't do a whole lot of Mount Pleasant this year. Brenton Scobie and the crew have got Mount Pleasant covered on Huddle in their big game versus Linden. Buck 92 over in Beale City tonight. Beale City and Reed City. And you've got WMLM covering Ithaca as they close out their regular season in Shepherd. Again, Shepherd, the one local team of our 6 that we cover, and we know is not going to be getting into the playoffs. The rest of the 5 are looking in good shape. Sacred Heart Academy is going to be in at 6-3. Mount Pleasant's going to be in at 5-4 or 4-5, but it could kind of change where they go. Maybe, fingers crossed, they could have a home game if they win. But that Division III, north, south, east, west, you never really know where Mount Pleasant is going to go, as I was talking about with Jason Bubba McLean last night in our Sacred Heart Academy broadcast. And then you've got Beale City, Clare, and Ithaca. Beale City and Clare both come into this game at 7-1. Hopes of having a home playoff game or 2. Beale City's looking in good shape for a couple home playoff games. Clare, even if they win tonight, could end up going on the road to take on Ogama Heights, according to snooze2u.com. But it is going to be a fantastic game here tonight. A team that has a chance to finish the regular season 9-0, which is so special. And then the Clare Pioneers trying to get some playoff points for that daunting Division V playoff bracket. We're going to take a break here on our Woods Household Appliance pregame show. When we come back, talk about some keys to victory for the Clare Pioneers. They're playing up a couple divisions against a really strong Division III 8-0 Petoskey team that they beat last year, and so you know they're going to be ready for this one. Back with more Woods Household Appliance pregame show right after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Hey, Rowan. Want to toss the ball around?
No, thanks.
A quick game of chess?
Maybe later.
Want me to teach you to ride a bike?
Papa, we did all that when I was little.
I guess you're right. Marbury-Law's kept me so busy, time has just flown by.
There is one thing, though. You got any cookies?
Thought you'd never ask.
Joe Wentworth with Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates, is a proud supporter of our local high school student athletes, working hard and showing pride for our community. For all of your real estate needs, go with Joe. Joe Wentworth with Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates, 989-817-1291.
Block Electric Company is a proud supporter of local schools and high school student athletes, learning skills in and out of the classroom to lead our communities tomorrow. Good luck to all student athletes from Block Electric, and go Aggies!
Jenna Gates
and Kyle Gates here. We are the 5th generation with Gates Drilling and Service.
We've been serving our friends and neighbors in Michigan since 1893.
We have the latest and greatest well drilling technology, allowing us to put in wells where others can't.
Lake lots and tight spaces are no problem.
From our family to yours, thank you, and call at 989-772-7841 for all your well drilling and service needs.
Gates Drilling and Service, where Gates goes, water flows.
Central Michigan Sand and Gravel, just like our student athletes, they bring it. If you need sand or gravel, they bring it to you with fast service and a great price. For all of your sand and gravel needs, call Central Michigan Sand and Gravel today at 989-382-7089. Central Michigan Sand and Gravel, a proud supporter of our student athletes competing for their schools. The Diner, where homemade favorites come to life every day for breakfast and lunch. From fluffy pancakes to savory sandwiches, The Diner has your cravings covered. Discover the perfect blend of comfort food and camaraderie at The Diner. Join them every Friday night till 7 for their famous fish fry. The Diner on North Mission, Mount Pleasant.
Woods Household offers so much more than just competitive pricing on your household needs. We also offer service after the sale. At Woods, all of our products are built to last with quality components and craftsmanship. But if something does go wrong, our trained in-house service technicians are available to take care of all of our customers, even providing in-home assistance. So shop the Woods way, where service after the sale is just a phone call away.
Welcome back inside our Woods Household Appliance pregame show. Big shout out to Coach Shane Kelly stopping over, just kind of saying what's up for a minute. The response that we've gotten from Clare, myself, and Adam Gursky coming up here doing games has just been absolutely unbelievable and fantastic. Can't thank all those supporters enough, especially our friends. Woods Household Appliance, as I mentioned, the Woods Household Appliance pregame show. Gates Drilling and Service, Bill's Custom Fab, the Bird All-American Grill, Clark Modular Homes, Weefrich Financial, Barberry Law, and our friends, the Barberry Law Studios, built by our friends at Konwinski Construction. Time for the national anthem here, so we're going to take another quick break here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network as we get ready for Clare Pioneer Petoskey Northman football here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Back with the opening kick right after this.
Bill's Custom Fab can handle any job you need, from large-scale steel building projects to fixing your favorite stainless serving pan. Bill's Custom Fab can weld and fabricate anything. Call today at 989-772-5817 or stop by on Gover Parkway in Mount Pleasant. Good luck to all of our local athletes from Bill's Custom Fab.
For grown and mid-Michigan moms, visit Bryant Family Farms in Shepherd. Moms love mums, so show your mom some love with Bryant Family Farms. Bryant Family Farms also offers maple syrup, pumpkins, beef, goats, and fresh-cut flowers, with you pick, bouquet arrangements, and subscription flowers. Show your mom some love this fall with Bryant Family Farms, 3.5 miles south of the casino on South Leeton Road. Visit BryantFF.com or call 989-304-1201. The Bird in downtown Mount Pleasant, open every day but Sunday for lunch and dinner. Delicious pizza, the world-famous Bird Burger, handcrafted, fresh-baked subs, many apps, and much more. There's something for everyone at The Bird in downtown Mount Pleasant, where friends gather like family. The Bird, supporting high school sports in mid-Michigan for nearly 100 years. All Seasons Fireworks is a big fan of all the athletes, coaches, officials, and volunteers who make high school sports happen. To make your next event bigger and brighter, stop by All Seasons Fireworks on M20 in Mount Pleasant. Graduations, birthdays, weddings, or a big win become more memorable underneath a night sky lit up by the magic of fireworks. All Seasons Fireworks on M20 in Mount Pleasant.
Elevate your banking experience. Isabella Bank is your local banking partner. We understand the importance of personalized service, providing solutions that fit your unique needs. When you bank with us, together we can drive positive change and build stronger communities. Experience banking redefined. Make the switch today and experience banking that goes beyond. Isabella Bank. Local. Growing. Staying. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
When your team or business needs to look good, don't get left hanging. Call or stop by Hanging by a Thread in Wademan, the official embroiders for the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Hanging by a Thread, a proud supporter of local schools. Bryce Updegraff with Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates thanks the coaches and officials who put in the time to help student athletes achieve their dreams and goals. For all of your real estate needs, the Bryce is right with Bryce Updegraff. With Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates, 989-620-6595.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back to it here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Oh boy, we are ready for the action. Clare Pioneers, Petoskey Northmen. Clare comes into this game at 7-1. Petoskey comes into this game at 8-0. Both teams looking to get prime playoff position in the north part of the D3 bracket for Petoskey and the D5 bracket for the Clare Pioneers. Thanks to more of our fantastic sponsors here tonight. I already mentioned, thanks so much for tuning in to the Woods Household Appliance pregame show. Another big shout out to our friends Bryce Updegraff and Joe Wentworth with Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates. And all night long, we'll be talking about the J&J Auto Collision Report, the Weber Brothers Sawmill Timber of the game, the Mumford Oil, Gas, and Supply Assist of the game, and the Bills Custom Fab Fabrication of the game. Right now, senior night. Seniors being introduced for the Clare Pioneers. And there is a big host of them as they're kind of going from big numbers to small numbers. I'll kind of run through them all right now as you kind of see them come out with their parents. And it's a very special night for senior night. Dawson Babcock, Maximo McDonald, Colin Fritz, Joseph Self, James Edinburgh, Ethan Caxor, Ryan Inman, Chase Randall, Ethan Rogers, Tristan Gauthier, Joey Bushy, Ethan Reeves, Dane Cruzcamp, Aiden Van Bon, Porter Harsh, Colin Howitt, Ryan Louch, and Jaden Arthur. Just a great group of seniors being honored here this evening. You think about what they've done the last few years, just so successful for Clare Pioneer football. And speaking of success, this could be the best season for the Petoskey Northmen in 50 years. You got to go back that far to the last time they finished a regular season 9-0. And both of these teams are in the MHSA playoffs next week. But if you are Clare, you get a win here tonight, possibly a loss from Ogama Heights. Maybe you get that rematch with Ogama back here next week. Boy, myself and Adam Gursky would absolutely love that. And again, Sunday selection show coming up. The breakdown where all of our local teams are going to be. As soon as the brackets are posted at MHSA.com, I will head there. I will bring them up and kind of just post a picture of them up on our Facebook page, Instagram page, so everybody can check out where our respective teams are going to be. And then Monday, Tuesday, we'll kind of gather everything together and figure out where we are going to be. Get all the seniors being introduced right now. Dane Cruzcamp coming out, and see the coaching staff on both sides of the line, giving some handshakes, giving some hugs to these seniors who have contributed so much to this Clare Pioneer program along with this community. More thanks to sponsors like the Fisher Companies, Central Concrete, Central Asphalt, and Fisher Transportation, the Isabella Community Sportsplex, Kenneth Egger DDS, WW Construction, Bogwai Banga and Bradley, Gross Farms and Brad Gross Electric, Schaefer's Bait and Sporting Goods, Rick's Food Center, Doozy's Ice Cream Place, Boomer's Lawn Care, Mid-Michigan Industries, Barry Funeral Home, and the Clare Pioneer Gear Headquarters here in downtown Clare, almost up north, and Stitches for Britches. So the final senior, Mr. Jaden Arthur, being introduced with his parents after Ryan Louch and Mr. Colin Howitt. But here we go, Clare Pioneer football. We are ready. And again, Petoskey is ready for this one. Again, to go back to last year, Clare went up there and beat Petoskey. I don't know if you call it an upset or not, but I want to say it cost Petoskey having a home playoff game. And so they are going to have the markers set for this one. And There's nothing like going 9-0 for a season in high school football. It is one of the most special things you can accomplish in high school sports. Again, there's only 10 state champions in football and 4 in all the other sports, except for a couple UP Lower Peninsula deals. And so going 9-0 is one of the pantheon accomplishments that you can achieve in high school sports. And the Northmen have a chance to do that tonight. And it does look like it will be Petoskey football to start things out. Keys to victory for the Clare Pioneers in this one. I imagine Petoskey's going to be a little bit bigger, a little bit more physical. You look at the enrollment of these two teams, Petoskey, just a much bigger school. They're just going to have more big bodies to choose from, per se. Sometimes it's just as simple as that when it comes down to the high school football. You look at Petoskey, 834 kids. You look at Clare, 472 kids. So about twice as big for the Petoskey Northmen. Dane Kruskamp out there for the kickoff. Two Northmen ready to receive things back deep. It's high school football, the final game of the regular season with playoff action starting next week on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. It's going to be a bouncy kick fielded at the 10-yard line by the return man for the Northmen. Trying to find some room here to the far side. Dane Alexander is going to trip him up just inside the 30-yard line. On the return there was Mitchell Eberhardt for the Northmen. Again, we're going to learn some of these Northmen together. But they'll start with it at their own 29-yard line, or call it their own 30-yard line. Again, if you're Petoskey, you expect to win this game. Going against a smaller school, you come in at 8-0, and you lost to this team last year. Two big misses from last year, guys that I think Clare couldn't miss tonight. The big linemen, Jake Punches and Miles Haggard. Run right up the middle for the Northmen. They're going to pick up 3, maybe 4 yards on the keeper there. Not a bad job by that defensive front of the Clare Pioneers, led by 3-year starter Chase Randall. And we'll have updates coming from all over the place as well. Ithaca already up 7-0 on Shepherd. Big shout to Allison Curtis, the Bird All-American Grill, for keeping me updated on Shepherd scores all year long. Again, a tough year for the young Shepherd team. Short run there for Petoskey is going to bring up third down. And these are the situations for the Pioneers where you got to try and get off the field here. 3rd down and 3, but if you're Northmen, these are the situations you want to be in. It's going to be a keeper all the way for the quarterback. He's got first down yardage off to the far side. He's going to carry the pile with them for an extra yard or two as well. That was Corbin Solitis on the carry there. He's listed at 6'1", 215. He's listed as a defensive lineman on the roster for Petoskey. Out there playing quarterback right now. Again, we're going to learn some of this team together. This Pioneer defense, we know it pretty darn well. Shotgun look, Petoskey takes a snap, now trying to run some misdirection here. There's some room to the far side and a couple lead blockers as well for the reverse man. It's going to be tackled inside the 30-yard line, but a big pickup for Mitchell Eberhardt there. And it's another first down for Petoskey, and they're rolling here inside the 30-yard line. And a great job right there by Petoskey. They had 2 linemen that rolled out and were way ahead of the play. And now Petoskey working in a hurry. Solitis at quarterback. Takes the shotgun snap. Wants to throw it deep. It's going to be incomplete. Great coverage out there from the Clare Pioneers. That was Ethan Reeves at defensive back. Solitis looking to go long there. Good coverage. It's now going to bring up 2nd down and 10. And in the past, I've seen Petoskey play against the Mount Pleasant Oilers several times in the playoffs. Definitely a running program. They do have a new coach that's been here for several years. I don't think I've seen his quote-unquote program. That's Jim Webb. With Petoskey looking to have them go 9-0 for the first time in 50 years. Solitis is going to be in the gun. Takes the shotgun snap. Hands it off to the running back. Nowhere for him to go. Great job defensively up front from the Clare Pioneers. On the carry was Brendan Swiss. It was Joey Bushy in on the tackle for the Pioneers. 3rd down and 7 now for Clare. Or pardon me, for Petoskey. Big moment right here, but it's probably 4-down territory. You're going to need 2 stops if you're Clare. And it looks like the Pioneers may have jumped off sides, and so instead of 3rd and 7, it's going to be 3rd down and 2. A big deal if you're Petoskey if you want to keep it on the ground. Just starting here. First quarter action. Clare Pioneers 7-1. Petoskey Northmen 8-0. One of the biggest games in the state here on week 9. These two great programs from the northern Michigan area. More shout-outs to our friends at Pier Plumbing. Hanging by a thread, Isabella Bank. The official embroider of the Mid-Michigan Sports Network is hanging by a thread. Shotgun look now for Solitis. He's going to run it all the way off to the left here on this 3rd and 2. Couple Pioneers in the backfield. Brandon Allen's going to turn him back inside, and that's going to bring up 4th down and short. I imagine the Pioneers are going to go for it here. I believe this is the 6th, 7th play of the drive or so coming up here. And now we've got some whistles on the field. We're going to have a timeout on the field that's coming from the Clare Pioneers. We're going to keep it right here on the broadcast right now because we cannot miss this monster 4th down and 1 play coming up. And the Pioneers, if I'm Coach Spranger, there's part of me saying if they throw it, we'll give them the 1st down. But let's not let them run it for the 1st down, trying to have everybody sell out. And sometimes if you do that, then they do try and throw it on the fake handoff. You have so many guys in the backfield, maybe the quarterback cannot get the throw off. And again, this guy as a coach would get beat 60-0 in every game, but there's my thoughts right there since I don't have a smart coach here with me. More shout-outs to our sponsors, Mount Pleasant Heating and AC, Conwinski Construction, Weber Brothers Sawmill, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply, and Weefrich Financial will have the Zaid Batchelder Baller of the Game and our Bird All-American Grill post-game show. Brought to you by Brian Weefrich and our friends at Weefrich Financial. Here we go, 4th down and 1. Monster play here on the first drive of the game. Solitis is in the gun. He's going to be keeping this one all the way. Looks to pour it up the middle, and he fights forward for extra yards. Then he breaks the tackle. Now he's into the open field. Touchdown, Petoskey. A big 4th down run for Solitis as he takes it in from 18 yards out for the touchdown. And it is 6-0 Northmen, and a big 4th down touchdown there for the for the Petoskey Northmen. Petoskey now heading out for the extra point.
Jenna Gates
and Kyle Gates here. We are the 5th generation.
Part of me there as you're hearing the Gates Drilling and Service commercial start as I get ready to send things out here. Out there for the extra point are the Northmen. The kick is up, and it is good. 7-0 Petoskey with the lead. We will now hear from our friends at Gates Drilling and Service, and we'll be back with more Clare Pioneer football right after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Jenna Gates
and Kyle Gates here. We are the 5th generation with Gates Drilling and Service.
We've been serving our friends and neighbors in Michigan since 1893.
We have the latest and greatest well drilling technology, allowing us to put in wells where others can't.
Lake lots and tight spaces are no problem.
From our family to yours, thank you, and call at 989-772-7841 for all your well drilling and service needs.
Gates Drilling and Service, where Gates goes, water flows.
J&J Auto in Wademan is Mid-Michigan's elite automotive repair shop. J&J Auto offers complete collision repair and mechanical repair. Stop by on Wademan Road or call them today at 989-644-8908. J&J Auto, proud supporters of high school student athletes. Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back inside our Barbary Law Studios, built by Conwinski Construction. 7-0 Petoskey on the board early with the 7-play drive touchdown, a 4th down touchdown run from the quarterback Solitis from about 20 yards out. And it looks like they want to keep the ball on the ground, try and pour it up the middle against this Clare defense. Solid kicks can be fielded by Ryan Lauch just inside his 5-yard line, trying to find a running lane out there. Jukes one guy onto the floor. Now he's across the 20, the 25-yard line, turns on the afterburners, gets pushed out of bounds at the 35. But what a move from Ryan Lauch to start off that return. He absolutely broke a defender's ankles to create some extra space and turn that into a big return. The Clare Pioneers will come out 1st down and 10. We'll see how far back they mark them. It'll be going all the way back to the 31-yard line is where they will have the football. Look like you got a few more yards than that. But those officials have a much better view than I do. You'll hear me say the Woods Household Appliance, best seat in the house. You know, it's those officials out there, that chain gang out there. A lot of times schools need help, definitely need more officials. Get involved, and you will have the best seat in the house. Brought to you by our friends at Woods Household Appliance. Arthur's going to be in the gun Lined up next to him is Aiden Van Bon. 4 wide receivers, 2 split out each way. A normal formation here. They're going to send a man in motion, hand it off to Van Bon, and he's not going to be able to go anywhere up front. It's going to be a short gain. Yeah, this Pioneer defensive front and offensive front, I expect them to be very, very strong, so it could be tough sledding on the ground. But again, Van Bon always just does such a great job of falling forward. Looked like he maybe had half a yard there, but instead it's going to turn into 2.5, maybe 3. Second down and 8 now for the Pioneers. 7-0 our score, 9 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Fake the handoff now. Arthur looking to take it to the outside. Now he throws it out to Ryan Lauch. Nice job by the Petoskey defense recovering, but it's going to be a solid gain on second down. It'll bring up third down and short for the Pioneers. Yeah, this is where I think it could be a little bit difficult for Clare. 9 times out of 10, if you're the Pioneers, third down and short, you're going to come out and run it. And they're actually going to give them first down yardage on that. But again, any Jack Pine team, you're probably going to come out and run it on third down and short. But again, this Northman front, they're going to be big. They're going to be strong out there. And so you got to be careful if you're the Pioneers. A generous spot out there as the chains move. Out there at wide receiver, you've got Mr. Conan Weeks, Ryan Lauch, Jacob Halachek, and Dane Alexander. 4 really good athletes. You've also got Van Bon next to the quarterback, Arthur, as well. Arthur wants to run again here to the near side. Gets a solidly block from Ryan Lauch. He's got first down yardage. Great job by the Pioneers right there. And I really love using one of your wide receivers, but he's one of your best athletes. Ryan Lauch as a lead blocker right there. He's kind of sprang things open a bit, came on motion, ended up being used as a lead blocker. 7-0 Petoskey with the lead. 8:15 left to go here in our first quarter. If you've been watching a lot of broadcasts, you wonder why we don't got the scoreboard cam. Well, it is a packed house up here in the booth with 3 different stations here covering this big game, and so not a whole lot of space for that. And the red lights, myself and Adam Gursky are starting to figure out, don't necessarily always show up the best, and so trying to bring you the best product possible. You're just going to have to hear this cat bring you the score all night long, and it is 7-0 right now. It's going to bring up second down and 9, and not a whole lot of push on the offensive line there for the Pioneers on that first down run. Play coming in from the sideline. Jaden Arthur, Aiden Van Bon in the backfield. The same 4 wide receivers set out there. Send a man in motion. It's Conan Weeks. Now 3 wide receivers to the right for Arthur. He's rolling that way, looking for an option. Wants to throw it to Weeks. It looks like hang on. Big catch out there from Weeks. He got hit hard as soon as he brought it in. And it's a moderate gain. But again, where you're at on the field, this is probably 4 down territory. So picking up that 1.5 yards there, it's a pretty big deal for the Pioneers in this position if you're asking this cat. Then lots of other games going on in the Mid-Michigan area tonight. Mount Pleasant hosting Linden on senior night. Shepherd hosting Ithaca on senior night. Beale City hosting Reed City on senior night. And last night, Sacred Heart on senior night was victorious over Coleman. Man in motion is Weeks once again. Quick throw over. It's going to be incomplete. The throw was a little too tall for Conan Weeks. That's going to bring up 4th down and 7 for the Pioneers. And a really tough decision here. He would have loved to have picked up 3 or 4 there to kind of keep the whole playbook open on 4th down and 7. Pioneers looking to the sideline for the play. They're not going to huddle up as the signal comes in. To the left of Jaden Arthur, you've got Ryan Lauch in the slot. He's who I'm looking for on this 4th down and 7 play. Arthur dropping back. He's not looking that way yet. Now he does. He's going long. Lauch looking to run underneath it, and it's incomplete. An excellent defensive play from the Petoskey Northmen. It was Drew Olson breaking it up. Lauch had a good route. It was a great ball from Arthur, but a really fantastic defensive play. Arthur was able to run right underneath it. And that's going to be a turnover on downs. Our score will remain 7-0 Petoskey. And with the way Petoskey ran the football, Clare's got to figure something out up front here on this possession as Petoskey takes over at their own 44-yard line. Really solid field position. Here's a big run out to the far side, and the ball is punched out by Lauch, and it might be recovered by Clare. I'm waiting for the signal to see whose football it is, and they're going to say it is Petoskey football, but Ryan Lauch with that Peanut Tillman punch knocked the football right out of there, and Clare almost came up with it, and I didn't really get to my keys to victory a whole lot in that first half, but a turnover or 2 for Clare could be key deep. Great job by Ryan Louch trying to create one right there. Now they're looking to throw. They've got him beat deep. It's going to be caught at the 25. A big hit out there. J&J Auto collision report from Mr. Ethan Reeves, but hanging on to the football. What a big-time play. The third or fourth time I've already called the name of Mitchell Eberhardt here tonight for Petoskey. And so Petoskey, 2 plays, 2 first downs, already in the red zone of Clare. They already lead 7-0, still not halfway through this first quarter. Salidas in the gun. He's got 3 wide receivers to his right. They're now going to run it to the left. Great play from Aiden Van Baan to get into the backfield and bring down the ball carrier, maybe right at the line of scrimmage, but there was absolutely nowhere for Brendan Swiss to go on that carry. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 10. And this is where Clare kind of stood up a little bit defensively earlier in the game, but then it was 4th down and 1, and it was a big touchdown run from Salidas. Got to hope for that bend, don't break here again, and then you get the stop on 4th down. 2 wide receivers to the right for Salidas. Swiss is in the backfield with them. Going to be a quarterback draw, and he's got some running space out the left side. We do have a flag coming in. I think this one will be coming back, and that'll be a big deal for Clare. Wait to see what the initial call is here from the official. It was thrown by the white hat from the backside, and it does look like Petoskey is trotting backwards. But at the quarterback position, you really see the dual threat of Corbin Salidas. A couple plays ago, they fake like they're going to run it. And it was a great job by the wide receiver going for the initial block on the defensive back and then turning downfield. Wasn't the greatest throw, but now this hold's got him backed up 2nd down and 20. If you're Clare, this is where you have to get a stop on this possession against this really strong 8-0 Petoskey Northman offense. 2 wide to the right, 1 to the left for Salidas. Rolling out to his right, he wants to throw. It's going to be incomplete, just out of the outstretched arms of Eberhardt. And it seems like Eberhardt is the wide receiver they want to go here tonight, and you can see Salidas has got a zing on that throw as well. Quite the arm for the quarterback out there. We'll talk about that Mumford Oil and Gas Supply assist of the game. Great toss and catch just a little bit ago from Salidas to Eberhardt. Petoskey in the gun once again. Maybe a little bit of confusion here on this 3rd down and 20. They're now going to have the 3 wide receivers switch to the right of the quarterback and 1 wide receiver to the left. Again, watch out for Eberhardt. They're going to throw it to him really quickly here on the wide receiver screen. Ryan Louch makes a big tackle at the 25-yard line. It's going to bring up 4th down and 15. I believe the 6th play of the drive or so coming up. Again, those Spockman unofficial statistics, you never know. Again, big shout-outs to more of our sponsors like Bryant Family Farms, All Seasons Fireworks, The Diner, Block Electric, Central Michigan Sand and Gravel, Bryce Updegraff and Joe Wentworth with Bradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates. 5 minutes left to go. 4th down and 15. A big play right here as it looks like the Northmen are going to go for it. And it may be single coverage on the far side with Eberhardt. And out there with them is Ethan Reeves. That's where they're going to go with the football. Salidas pumps. Now he looks to throw it long. Tripping up a little bit is Reeves, but it's going to be incomplete. It went right through the hands of the wide receiver, Eberhardt. It's a dropped touchdown on 4th down. Woo! I just mentioned moments ago, if you're the Clare Pioneers, you might need a turnover or 2 here tonight. That's pretty much just as good as a turnover there. It's a turnover on downs, but it was a nice move from Eberhardt, but he just couldn't quite come up with the football. And now Clare will take over with new life at their own 24-yard line as their defense stands up strong that time to the Petoskey Northman defense. Arthur's in the gun. He's got 2 wide, 2 to his right, 2 to his left, and they're stacked on each side. In the backfield with him is Aiden Van Baan. Fake the handoff to Van Baan. Arthur wants to run it to the far side of the field. Throws it at the last second out there. It's going to be incomplete, and that might actually be somewhat of an option pitch that they're throwing to Ryan Louch as he's trying to stay behind the line of scrimmage. And Arthur knows no matter where he is running that way, if he doesn't have it, he can do that quick out throw to Ryan Louch and try and get the speedy wide receiver the football in space. It's 7-0 with 4:41 left to go in the first quarter. Petoskey came down and scored on their first drive. Clare moved it pretty well, but ultimately turned it over on downs in Petoskey territory after 7-8 plays. The officials now getting together here for a second, making sure everybody is on the same page. 2nd down and 10 coming up for the Pioneers. And what they might have been trying to decide is whether it was a forward pass or not, because if it wasn't a forward pass, maybe you should move it back a yard or two if that was an actual lateral. And so it's going to remain 2nd down and 10. Ball's going to be placed on the far hash. Arthur in the gun with Van Baan. The 2 wide receivers here to the near side are Conan Weeks, and lined up wide is Dade Alexander. To the far side, it's Louch in the slot, and the wide receiver to the far side is Jacob Halachek. 2nd down and 10. Man in motion is Louch. They give him the handoff. He's going to be upended right away. Great tackle from the Petoskey Northman. That was Drew Olson making the play in the backfield or right at the line of scrimmage. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 7 or 3rd down and 8, maybe 8.5 now for the Pioneers. Arthur looking to the sideline for the play, and if they don't pick it up here, a definite punting situation at their own 25-yard line. 4 wide receivers again. Arthur rolling to his right. He's going to throw it downfield for Halachek. It's going to be incomplete. There's a couple wide receivers for Clare in the area, along with a number of Petoskey Northman defenders as well. Not exactly sure where Arthur was going with the football on that one, but it was a difficult throw on the run, kind of across his body. It's now going to bring up 4th down and 8. Punting situation now for the Pioneers. And sometimes they'll line up like they might go for it, and then they drop Aiden Van Baan back deep to punt this one away. Decent snap, a little bit of pressure out there. Van Baan gets off the kick. It's going to go over the head of the returner. He's able to pick it up just inside his 30, but that allows him to kind of have some room as Clare kind of over-pursued a bit. Big return inside Pioneer territory. We got a big hit on the far side, but they are going to say it was late. And so that's going to give some free yardage to Petoskey as they're going to be set up in really good shape. The last time they had it, it was a dropped touchdown on 4th down in the end zone for Eberhardt. And it was a big hit on that far side. Let's talk about that J&J Auto Collision Report, but just a little bit late out there. 3:54 left to go in the first quarter. Petoskey's going to have it inside Pioneer territory. We'll see exactly where after they mark off the late hit penalty. And that's something that they seem to watch more and more. If that player is somewhat giving themselves up, they can't go out of bounds. They'll actually have it at the Clare 24-yard line. It's almost like we're doing that 4th down series over again, like Clare never even had the football. Let's take a few minutes off the clock. Still 7-0 with 3:54 left in the first. Saulitis looking to run this one all the way. He's got to turn back to the other side. A great defensive front there from Clare as they turn him one way, turn him back the other way, and the defense stayed home on the far side of the field as well. It's going to bring up 2nd down and long now for the Pioneers. Score updates coming in. End of the first, Ithaca 7, Shepherd 0. End of the first, Beale City 7, Reed City 0. Watch a couple of scores there. Shepherd hanging tough with Ithaca and Beale City. That'd be a big win for them over a really strong Reed City team. Run up the middle for Swiss. He's got solid room down to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. It's going to bring up 3rd down and short for Petoskey. And from what we have seen from them, they're going to have 2 plays here to just pick up 1.5 yards, 2 yards. I feel like the Pioneer defense had that big stop because of a drop in the last play, but you're going to need to get a turnover or 2 against this Petoskey team. It's a really strong run on the football. We're also seeing that Saulitis can throw it as well. Run up the middle for Saulitis. He breaks 1 tackle. He's got 1st down yardage before he's brought down near the 5-yard line. Big run there for Saulitis. Again, he's out there wearing number 20 like a running back, but he's rolled out a couple times. We've seen he's got a little zing on the football as well. For the Pioneers, he trails 7-0. There's 2:40 left in the first quarter. They did trail the Ogama Heights earlier this year. Their only loss on the season, but they fought hard and came back in that game. I don't think we're going to see Clare go away in this one at all, even if Petoskey's able to punch it in here. Hand off to Swiss, trying to find some room on the far side. He's into the end zone. Touchdown for Brendan Swiss, and is now 13-0. Petoskey with the lead. Big run there for Swiss. That's what we talked about. You've got that Division III team playing down a couple divisions. Again, your Clare playing up a couple divisions. There's a lot more bodies to choose from, and you can see that size out there for the offensive line from Petoskey. 6', 235, 6'2", 307, 6', 254. So just kind of go up that list, some of the bigger bodies that they got out there. 6'1", 249 playing down there on that line. Now out there for the two-point conversion are the Northmen. They're going to throw for it. Allen in the backfield, looks to bring down Salidas. Salidas stays on his feet, but he's going to be hit hard again. J&J Auto Collision Report there with a host of Clare Pioneers getting into the backfield. There's 2:24 left to go in our first quarter. Petoskey leads at 13-0. The Pioneers need an offensive answer when we come back here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Konwinski Construction offers a full range of construction services on small and large projects. Konwinski Construction is a leader in the community and are proud to support those student athletes who will be leading our community tomorrow. Konwinski Construction on Gover Parkway, Mount Pleasant.
Hi, I'm Attorney Joe Barbary. Just like doctors specialize in areas of medicine, at Barbary Law, we specialize in getting you the best possible results. If you've been injured by someone else's negligence, you owe it to yourself and your family to call our legal team. At Barbary Law, we focus on one thing, and that's getting you the compensation you deserve. Every case we take personally.
My attorney is Joe Barbary, he can be yours too.
Welcome back inside our Barbary Law Studios, built by our friends at Konwinski Construction. And a big thank you to all of the sponsors who make it possible for myself and Adam Gursky to bring you all of these ball games. As I mentioned, Woods Household Appliance, our pregame show sponsor. Here comes the kick fielded on the far side by the Pioneers, and Dane Alexander makes one great move and another. He's now across the 30. He's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line. But a fantastic return from the Pioneers that sets them up in good field position as they look to bring the offensive attack back out, trailing 13-0 here against Petoskey. Have it at their own 35-yard line. Petoskey has had 3 possessions. 2 of them have came away with scores. One of them, third one, probably should have been a score as well, as it was a nicely thrown ball and a nice move from the wide receiver, but Eberhardt couldn't bring it down at the end zone. It would have been a difficult catch. I wouldn't have made it out there, but here's a handoff to Van Bond. He's got room up the middle. He's going to be hit hard, but he's across the 50-yard line before he's brought down. And so the Pioneer offense, they have been able to move it. I guess the last time I say they started their own 24 and had to punt it away. But they've been able to run the football against the Northmen. You know they're going to be able to throw the football with Jaden Arthur and those 4 great wide receivers with Weeks, Lauch, Halachek, and Alexander. Shotgun look, first down and 10 for Clare. Now inside Petoskey territory. They fake the handoff. Now they're going to pitch it on the option play. Weeks has got some room, makes one man miss. He's going to pick up 3 or 4. A great move at the initial point of attack from Conan Weeks. Maybe should have been a no gain or so on the play, but that little dancing move is going to allow him to pick up 3 yards. And against this Petoskey defense, 2nd down and 7 compared to 2nd down and 10 is a big deal. Arthur, the rest of the crew looking to the sideline for the play. No safety help to that far side now. They kind of have him drifting to the middle. Now they fake the throw over to the sideline, hand it off to Van Bond. He's got open room across the 30, across the 20 before he's drugged down at the 16-yard line. The second big run from the senior, Aiden Van Bond, on this drive. Big-time carry to get him in position. They are now inside the 20-yard line of Petoskey and threatening to get on the board here in the first quarter. Petoskey leads at 13-0 with 1:19 left in that first quarter. 4 wide receivers. They send Weeks in motion. Fake the handoff. Arthur looking to get away from a defender in the backfield. He does. Another defender. He gets away from him as well. He's going to turn into a positive gain. Big hit on the far side of the field. J&J Auto Collision Report. Maybe a flag could have came in for a late hit. It does not. But Arthur is a lot tougher than I am as he is up and ready to go. Already back at his quarterback position. It's going to be another pickup of 3 on first down. 1:07 left in the first quarter. Clare threatening to get on the board. They trail 13-0 against Petoskey here in Week 9. Handoff up the middle of Van Baan. He's got some space. He's going to drag a couple defenders with him for some extra yardage, as you usually see with Mr. Van Baan. We'll see where they mark the football after the scrum. It will be a third down play coming up for Clare. We're under a minute remaining here in the first quarter. It's going to be 3rd down and 1. And if you're Petoskey, Clare is definitely a threat to throw the football here on this 3rd down and 1. They'll probably go for it on 4th down regardless. Expect an option here for Arthur to either give it to Van Baan or keep it himself. They put Louch in motion. They hand it off to Van Baan. He breaks the tackle into the end zone. Touchdown, Pioneers. The senior, Aiden Van Baan, takes it in from 8 yards out. So Van Baan is on the board. The Pioneers are on the board. Now we've got an extra point or a 2-point conversion coming up. It will be the extra point variety with Dane Kruskamp out there to hold Dane Alexander. And a big-time response there from the Clare Pioneers to get on the board. 13-6, now our score. Kruskamp looking for the extra point. Decent snap, decent hold. The kick is up and it is good. It is now 13-7. Clare with a big response there near the end of the first quarter. 27 seconds left to go into that first quarter. We will keep the broadcast right here to thank some more of our fantastic sponsors who have made it possible for us to bring you so much football here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. I believe this is our 4th Clare game. We had a couple Shepherd games, a couple Ithaca games. We actually ended up with 6 Beale City football games because of the middle school football action. Had our 2nd Sacred Heart game last night and their victory over Coleman. What a start it's been on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Thanks to all of our sponsors. Thanks to everybody out there for tuning in to high school sports action. And, oh boy, only more to come, because once volleyball playoffs get here, we're going to find a way to bring you that audio-only coverage. I might be a little bit of a laughing stock, but if some of our teams get down to Battle Creek, make some deep runs, I want to make sure I am there for it. Same goes for football. And then basketball. Ooh, I was just telling Coach Kelly, I says, man, we might end up with 2, 3, 4, maybe even a few times 5 games a week coming up this December, January, February, and as we roll into March for high school basketball playoff action. Kickoff is going to be fielded by Eberhardt at his 6-yard line. He wants to find some room to the far side. Eberhardt's been dangerous with the football. He's going to get across the 30, be brought down near the 35-yard line. Seemed about just like every drive for both of these teams has kind of started near their own 35, near their own 40-yard line. 18 seconds left to go here in the first half. Again, big shout out to our friends, Bryant Family Farms. Open tomorrow. Still get your pumpkin action in if you need to. And tell them I sent you for some maple cream. Also, All Seasons Fireworks, Block Electric, Central Mission, Santa Gravel, and all of our other great friends. Shotgun look for Solitis. Hands it off to Swiss. Swiss is going to carry the pile with them for some extra yardage. Nice run there from Brendan Swiss, carrying the pile with him, as we've seen Aiden Van Baan do so many times this year. And that will be the final play of the first quarter. At the end of one, it is 13-7. Pioneers with the lead. We're going to take a quick break here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. When we come back, the second quarter, the Pioneers, the Northmen, battling out here in Week 9.
The Bird in downtown Mount Pleasant, open every day but Sunday for lunch and dinner. Delicious pizza, the world-famous Bird Burger, handcrafted, fresh-baked subs, many apps, and much more. There's something for everyone at The Bird in downtown Mount Pleasant, where friends gather like family. The Bird, supporting high school sports in mid-Michigan for nearly 100 years.
Bill's Custom Fab can handle any job you need, from large-scale steel building projects to fixing your favorite stainless serving pan. Bill's Custom Fab can weld and fabricate anything. Call today at 989-772-5817 or stop by on Gover Parkway in Mount Pleasant. Good luck to all of our local athletes from Bill's Custom Fab.
Welcome back to it here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Start of the second quarter. Beale City trails Petoskey 13-7. Petoskey has the football. 2nd down and 5 near midfield. Clare, pardon me. Petoskey Northman, Clare Pioneers, that PP get me a little confused. They faked the reverse this time. Now it's a run for Saulitis. He's got some room to the far side. Across the 40, bringing him down is going to be a couple of Pioneer defenders at the 25-yard line, but a huge run for Saulitis. It's going to move him deep into Clare territory, and this Petoskey offense is rolling. You can see why this team is 8-0. Said a couple times in that first quarter, if you are Clare, you're going to need a turnover or two, I think, to try and slow this Petoskey team down. Shotgun look for Saulitis once again. He looks to go long. It might be a free play with too many guys on the field for Clare. It's going to be incomplete. I don't actually see the flag coming in for too many guys on the field for the Pioneers. So it's going to be 2nd down and 10. That's kind of strange as he had the Pioneer defender running off, but no flag coming in, so maybe just a mistake there. But it's now 2nd down and 10. If you're Clare, you got to take advantage every time Petoskey puts themselves a bit behind the chains here. 11:43 left in our second quarter. 13-7, Petoskey with the lead over Clare. 2nd down and 10 for the Petoskey Northmen at the Clare 25-yard line. Shotgun look for Saulitis. One running back to each side. Want to hand it off up the middle. Brandon Allen, Joey Bushy, Porter Harsh, all there for the stop for Clare. So it's going to bring up 3rd down and long for Petoskey. They're going to have 2 plays to pick it up here. We haven't seen them try and kick a field goal, but you're definitely not going to punt it from from the Clare 24-yard line. Play comes back in with one of the wide receivers. Sometimes you always got the quarterback trotting over. Sometimes you have a substitution every play, and so somebody else brings it in. Looks like that's what's happening for Petoskey. 3rd down and 9. Big play here. We'll see if Saulitis goes to the air. It's single coverage here to the near side of the field. They're going to throw it in the slot. It's going to be low. It's going to see if they're going to give it to him or not. And they are going to give him the catch. It was really close to the ground, but the wide receiver went down and got it. It's still going to bring up 4th down and very, very short. See what Petoskey does here. 4th and 1. I imagine Saulitis is going to be keeping this one all the way, or it's going to Swiss on the quarterback or running back option. Saulitis pours it up the middle. He's got 1st down yardage. Now carries a defender with him for several more yards. And a big run there for Saulitis. And a couple times he's had it on 4th down and short. He has been unstoppable. He had a touchdown run on 4th down on their first drive. And here he gets the 4th down conversion. 6th play of the drive coming up. And actually, we've got a flag on the field. Oh, boy. This could be big. Waiting to see what is going to be marked off here. White hat trotting over to the sideline. They're actually going to mark off more yardage against Clare. So if you're Coach Spranger, Wise, Haggart, and the crew, you're not going to like that. It's going to be a face mask going against Clare. So now it's 1st down and goal for Petoskey. They lead it 13-7 with 10:34 left in the second quarter. So Clare has kind of stiffened up defensively every time Petoskey's got towards the goal line. They need to continue to do so here. Need a big goal line stand. Saulitis in the gun. He's lined up to the left. He's going to run it that way with no lead blocker, and he's going to slip in the backfield and go down. Again, if you're Clare, you got to take advantage of these situations where they put themselves, well, I guess 2nd down and 5 isn't behind the change, but 2nd down and goal, not really able to get anything there, and actually going to back them up to the 7-yard line now. A big moment in this game right now, I feel like. I feel like Clare has got a chance to get this goal line stop right now, and if they do, it really could swing the game the way of the Pioneer. 4 guys in the backfield. 1 running back behind Saulitis. 2 up guys kind of in front of him. Nowhere for Swiss to go. It's going to bring up 3rd down and goal from the 5-yard line. Got the 8th, 9th play of the drive or so coming up here. There was a big run from Saulitis to get him in scoring position as they started at their own 35. But it's now 3rd down and goal from the 5, and they're going to have 2 opportunities to get into the end zone here. Saulitis in the gun. 2 wide receivers. Moves the running back to his left. Clare ready to bear down defensively. They fake the handoff. Saulitis wants to throw it. It's going to be tipped in. Oh, it's caught. A big-time catch out there. Halachek got his hands on it, but somehow the wide receiver brought it in. That was Seth Merrick who brought in the touchdown catch. It was a great play from Halachek. Merrick bobbled it a little bit, but he was still able to bring it in for the touchdown. It is now 19-7, Petoskey with the lead, and what a monster play right there from Petoskey. I don't know how Merrick hung on to that one. And Halachek was out there in single coverage. Looked like he got his hands on the football. Merrick kind of bobbled a little bit, but was still able to bring it in. Petoskey's going to go for two here once again. 19-7 our score. This could end up being a big deal if you're able to get the stop here if you're the Pioneers. A couple points off the board for Petoskey. It's going to be a run all the way for Saulitis. Now he thinks about throwing it at the last second. Now he puts it back on the ground. He's not going to get it. Actually, they say he's not down. He turns and he's going to get in. He was really close to that far sideline, but Saulitis somehow stayed on his feet and got that two-point conversion. And so we're now back to that traditional score, I'll say, of 21-7. There's 9:17 left to go here in the second quarter. Clare was able to score the last time they had the football, but you get the feeling it's going to be very, very important for them to punch this one in as well, because Petoskey's had the ball 4 times. They've scored 3 times, and then the other possession, it was actually a drop in the end zone from the wide receiver, Eberhardt. And so very, very tough sledding right now as I see my main man, Brent Moser, from Woods Household Appliance take his seat. Talk about the best seat in the house. Brought to you by Woods Household and Appliance and Weber Brothers Sawmill Timber of the game. Very rarely do you think about giving it to the quarterback, but Saulitis, he has been strong for Petoskey. And as I talk about that timber of the game, and I'm doing a Clare game, I'm always going to talk about my main man, Chase Randall. Caught a lot of passes last year for Clare. Knew best spot he was going to be able to help his team this year was at the offensive line spot, and so that is where he is playing. Those sacrifices those kids make at this age just goes to show the type of leaders they're going to be in the future. Here comes a kick. It's a little bouncer. It's fielded at the 15-yard line by Dane Alexander. He's got through up the middle, across the 40-yard line before he's brought down. Great job by the sophomore Alexander. He saw a crease, and he hit it like a bullet. 9:12 left to go. Second quarter. Clare's got it. First down and 10 at their own 42-yard line. See, the first time they had it, 7 plays and a turnover on downs in Petoskey territory. Second time they had it, 3 and out. Third time they had it was an 8-yard touchdown run for Aiden Van Baan, pardon me. Here comes possession 4. Louch in motion, they fake the handoff to him. Arthur wants to run it up the middle. Does a good job pulling a couple tacklers with them. It's going to be brought down near the 50-yard line. 3-year starter, Jaden Arthur. Every time I've talked with Coach Spranger, it's his 3rd year as varsity head coach. Kind of talks about that relationship that the two of them have been able to have, and feel like he gives Jaden Arthur a lot of credit to helping build what Spranger's built here, kind of continuing on the legacy of the legendary Kelly Luplo. Second down and 4 now for the aforementioned Arthur. He's got 3 wide to his left. He's looking that way. Now looking back to Halachek. He wants to go long. There's a defender out there. Halachek, I don't think it was quite ready to be going long on that one. I think that might have been a little miscommunication there. Maybe at the last second, defense shifted, and I don't think Arthur thought there was going to be that deep safety over on that side of the field when he snapped the football. Give some credit to the Petoskey defense, kind of disguising their coverage a bit on that one. It's now 3rd down and 4 for the Pioneers with the ball near midfield. Very, very important for them to pick up this first down. And Petoskey scored on 3 of their 4 drives, and the other one was a touchdown dropped in the end zone. Arthur fakes it. He now wants to run it here to the near side. Gets away from one man and another. He's out of bounds at the 50-yard line. It will be 4th down, but Petoskey read the play that Clare was trying to pull right there. So Reed City has the ball. Their own 40-yard line was 7-0 with 1:19 left in the first half. Beal City leading Reed City at Beal City. Chance for Beal to pick up some playoff points going into that D8 playoffs. I know them and Iron Mountain could be a district final matchup. You don't want to go all the way up to Iron Mountain if you're Beal. Ryan Louch dances past a couple guys, and they gave him first down yardage on that last spot, and so a really beneficial spot for Clare to pick up that first down, and it's a nice run after the catch for Ryan Lausch to pick up some extra yardage, and we've got a Clare Pioneer defender down on the field with 8:22 left to go in our second quarter. We'll continue to keep things right here. Thanks to some of our great sponsors, WW Construction, Bryce Updegraff and Joe Wentworth with Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates, Isabella Bank, Rick's Food Center, Boomer's Lawn Care, our friends Wood Household and Appliance, Weefrich Financial, the Bird All-American Grill, Bill's Custom Fab, Barbary Law, and our friends at Gates Drilling and Service. 8:22 left to go. Injury on the field. We're going to keep things right here. 21-7 is our score. Petoskey with the lead. But Clare just right there. There's just a couple big fourth down plays from Petoskey that's kept them on the field. And Clare looking good offensively, but you got to feel like they got to pour this one in here. Couple more score updates. Nate Meixel with the touchdown for Ithaca. Ithaca now leads Shepherd 14-0. And last we heard 7-0 Beale City on top of Reed City. And last night it was Sacred Heart Academy besting. Actually, as I say, looked like the official was maybe snapping a selfie out there, but he's actually getting a drink of Gatorade. Pardon me there as I got distracted for a second. But last night it was Sacred Heart Academy besting Coleman to move in 6-3. Looked like they are going to get into the 8-man D2 playoffs. And all that stuff will be figured out Sunday. And we will run down everything for you Sunday evening, whether I do a little live or whether I just do some posts of the brackets or whatnot. And then Monday, Tuesday, we'll figure out where we're going to be for playoff action. And heading into week one, the playoffs, will do my best to try and catch up with all those football playoff coaches and maybe try and do something similar because volleyball playoffs are also right around the corner for our local teams as well. 4 wide for Arthur. They send Weeks in motion, now 2 to each side. Hand off to Van Bon, and Van Bon's got running room again. First down yardage. Aiden Van Bon, after the first possession, has looked really strong running the football right now for the Clare Pioneers. That was something I didn't know if they were going to be able to do against this really strong defensive front. But give some credit to some of the big boys out there for the Pioneers. I'm talking Babick, I am talking Barber, I am talking Randall, and the crew. First down and 10 for Clare. Now in Petoskey territory. They trail 21-7. 7:55 remaining here in the second quarter. Little defensive switch there. They hand it off to Van Bon. And Van Bon just somehow every time he gets that extra yard, that extra 2 yards, it turns out to be a big darn deal. It's going to be second down and 5. Clare moving the football very well against this strong 8-0 D3 Petoskey team. I want to continue to stress that all night long. Clare is playing a team twice their size here tonight, battling with them in the first half. 21-7 is our score. In every school they play in the playoffs, they have 200-300 kids or less. Hand off to Van Bon. He's into the open field, breaks the tackle, and another. He's hit hard at the 20-yard line, but Van Bon is a lot tougher than I am. And Clare really starting to move it on the ground here. And that's what happens when you spread out a team with 4 wide receivers that are all capable, including your quarterback with Alexander, Weeks, Halachek, and Mr. Ryan Lauch. Van Bon's now going to come out for a play here, maybe lost his helmet. In for him is going to be Mr. Mason Hines, the sophomore running back linebacker. 3 wide to the right for Arthur. Hand off to Hines. He's not going to go anywhere this time. In on the play is Solitis, who's not just a quarterback, he is also a great defensive player for this Petoskey team as well. Second down and 9. Heinz remains in the game. In the slot to the right of Jaden Arthur is Ryan Lauch. Now looking out for Halachek. He's got to go up and make the catch. Andy brings it down. Big time catch out there from the senior wide receiver, Jacob Halachek. It's going to make it 3rd down and short for the Pioneers and definitely 4-down territory here. You got 3rd and 2 plays to pick up 2 yards here essentially. Van Bon remains out of the game, having his hand looked at on the sideline. If you're Clare, you cannot have your senior running back linebacker miss a whole lot of time. 3rd down and 2. They send Lauch in motion. Now put him in the backfield with Arthur. We've got some flags coming in. This could be some pre-snap movement going against Clare. Backing them up 5 yards would be tough. Waiting to see the exact call from the official. but usually that pre-snap movement kind of always means one thing. And so instead of 3rd and 2, it's 3rd and 7. That is a big deal in the scope of this game right now. And if you're Clare, you're going to go for it here on both plays, but you wanted to only pick up 2 yards on 2 plays. Now you got to pick up 7 on 2 plays. And looks like they come out in the same formation. Would not be surprised to see them motion Louch back into the backfield. They will not do it. Arthur takes the shotgun snap, fakes it one way, now wants to run it all the way. He's going to be brought down immediately. In the backfield was Petoskey. Arthur tried to get away from the defender, but the defender did a good job kind of hanging on for your dear life, and then ultimately was able to bring him down. It's going to bring up 4th down and 11 now for the Pioneers on the 11th play of the drive. Looking to the sideline for the play. They're going to throw for it here on this 4th down and 11 play. Said if you're Arthur, you would have loved pick up 5-6 yards there to make this a bit more manageable. Halachek's the lone wide receiver off to the left. It's single coverage out there with him and Mitchell Eberhardt. Eberhardt listed at 5'11". Halachek probably 6'2", 6'3". And Eberhardt's shown to be a great athlete. We're going to have a timeout on the field from Clare. Again, we'll keep things right here. There's no way we're going to miss this 4th down 11 play for the Pioneers coming up. Thanks some more of our great sponsors. Hanging by a thread. WW Construction, as I mentioned moments ago. Weber Brothers Sawmill. J&J Auto. Mount Pleasant Heating and AC. ENS Graphics. GNS Mechanical. It's a big shout out to everybody who makes it possible for me to do these games. And as you hear me talk about these sponsors, play the commercials and whatnot, so what I want to tell you is when you think about going out and doing some business in the Mid-Michigan area, think about those folks who are supporting the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Ithaca with another touchdown on the board in Shepherd. It's now 21-0 Ithaca. And a big shout out to Allison Curtis, the Bird All-American Grill, giving me some updates. And we got Corey Clark and Nate Batchell there in Beale City, hooking me up with some scores. 7-0 Beale City had the lead. 1:19 left, heading towards halftime. Our score here, 21-7. Petoskey with the lead over the Pioneers. A 4th down and 11 situation coming up for Clare at the Pioneer at the Petoskey 21-yard line. It is going to be Louch and Arthur lined up to the right of Jaden Arthur. Louch and Halachek lined up to the right of Arthur. Got safety help on both sides. Man in motion is Conan Weeks. Arthur dropping back, looking to throw for Louch. It's going to be knocked down in the end zone. Nice defensive play from Petoskey, not going up to make the catch, just trying to knock that one down. All the way was the defender. That was Hayden Janis with the play. And so that'll be another turnover on downs. The second of the first half for the Pioneers in Petoskey territory. And so again, score is 21-7, but Clare is really close, kind of matching this Petoskey team in the first half. Petoskey comes out with it at their own 21-yard line. 4:59 left to go here in the second quarter. Clare will get the ball to start the second half. They fake the reverse and run it to the far side. It's going to be Solitis. He's into the open field, brought down at the 40-yard line, but it's another big run from the big quarterback, Corbin Solitis. Again, you come into this game, myself and Adam Gursky walked by number 20 going into the locker room. I don't think I would have said that's probably their quarterback. He just looked like a mean football player out there, and when you got a guy who plays D-line quarterback, that's the type of physicality you get. They hand this one up the middle. Some decent running room for the ball carrier. They can pick up 4 or 5. And Petoskey's been able to move the ball really well between the 20s. The Clare defense has stiffened up a bit. A few 4th down situations for Petoskey once they've gotten deep into Clare territory. But they're looking good as they have got the 21-7 lead. And the one possession they had where they didn't score, it was a 4th down play, and the receiver was open in the end zone. He just could not bring it in. 3 wide now for the quarterback, Solitis, on 2nd down and 6. Fakes the handoff, now looking to run the reverse sweep, and there's some room out there for the runner. 1st down yardage for Petoskey, can be brought down just outside the 40-yard line. Another big run for Petoskey, and the misdirection right now is giving Clare a little bit of trouble. Again, I'm going to give credit to the quarterback, Solitis. And at halftime, Beale City leads Reed City 7-0. And Iron Mountain playing Negaunee, Beale City playing Reed City. Both of those teams very close in playoff points. Seems like Iron Mountain always has to come south for that game, even when they've had a better record in the past. But they play a good Negaunee team tonight, so it's going to be very close in playoff points for Beale City and Iron Mountain for that second possible district game. Could have one team going 7-8 hours. Another big run there on first down for Petoskey. So it's going to bring up second down and 2. 3:44 left to go here in the first half. Petoskey still has all 3 of their timeouts. But the way they've been moving the football, I don't think we're going to see him use one here unless that clock gets inside a minute. Run for Saulitis off to the far side. He's got some room. Squirts a few extra yards down the sideline with a little tippy-toe action. He's going to be brought down at the 20, and it's another first down run for Petoskey. And this is where, again, that big school from Petoskey, they just don't have as many guys going both ways. That fatigue factor can play a big, big effect in high school football as Petoskey trying to wear down this Clare Pioneer team. It's 8-0 Petoskey, 7-1 Clare. Petoskey leads at 21-7. Run up the middle is going to be another 5-6 yards on first down for the Northmen. Swiss on the carry that time. It's going to be a gain of 4, second down and 6. Some substitutions coming in and out. Shotgun look for Saulitis, second down and 6. Hand it off to Swiss. He's got first down yards. Big hit on the far sideline from Ryan Lauch as we talk about that J&J Auto collision report. But if you're Swiss, you don't mind because it is now first down and goal Petoskey. 2:58 left to go in our second quarter. Dream scenario for Petoskey. You run the football here. You keep that clock moving. You get into the end zone, maybe about a minute or so remaining. We've got a player down on the field for the Pioneers right now. Hopefully they are okay. Again, we'll keep the broadcast right here. Continue to thank some more of our fantastic sponsors. 21-7 the score. We've got our Gates Drilling and Service halftime report right around the corner. We'll check on the other scores, what's going down in the Mid-Michigan area. Talk about that Mills Custom Fab fabrication of the game, the Weefrich Financial Azaid Batchelder baller of the game, all of that stuff. Player still down for Pioneers. There's 2:58 left to go here in the first half. Pioneers have scored on 3 of their 4 drives, and I've said it a few times, I'll say it again. The 4th drive was actually a dropped touchdown pass in the end zone on a 4th down throw attempt. Now threatening to score on 4 of their 5 first-half possessions. And Clare has been solid offensively. They have been able to move it against this Petoskey team, but they've had 2 turnovers on downs right near the red zone, just outside of the red zone. That is the difference in the game right now. It is 21-7. Clare actually also the only team that's had a 3-and-out in this game as well. Their second time that they had the football. Player is up for the Pioneers and ready to go, and that is going to be a big-time loss for the Pioneers as they're going to lose the senior linebacker, Joey Bushy, one of their best defensive players, and so that's something to pay attention to as well as we go towards the second half, and it's not the way you want the senior to end his senior night. But again, both of these teams are going to be in the playoffs next week. Whatever happens here, both of them are going to be in good shape to possibly make some runs in the playoffs as well. But you look at that D5 playoffs, it's an absolute gauntlet. You got kind of a Jack Pine conference with Ogama, Clare, and Gladwin, and then Kingsford from up north. And then the winner of that conference would most likely take on the top-ranked team in Division 5 with Frankenmuth. And if it's not Frankenmuth, now a little bit further the bracket, you got some of the other top-ranked teams with Grand Rapids Catholic Central, Grand Rapids West Catholic, and Pontiac Notre Dame Prep. D5 just an absolute gauntlet in the MHSA playoffs. Louch gets into the backfield looking to bring down Saulitis, and Saulitis fights off the tackle, gets into the end zone for the touchdown. There is a flag on the play. Yeah, there is a flag on the play. It looks like Springer wants a hold out there going against Petoskey, but you see the strength of Saulitis there. Ryan Louch, one of the best defensive players we've seen all year, wrapped him up, but somehow he kind of slung around and was able to stay on his feet for a few extra yards, but still waiting to see the exact call from the official here, and it will be a hold that's going to back up Petoskey. And so we'll do first down over again. But now if you're Clare, you got to get this stop here. There's 2:42 left to go in the first half. 21-7 is the score. If it turns into 28-7 going into the half, that's not going to be good. 21-7 going into the half, you get the football coming out of halftime, you're looking in pretty good shape. And the hold didn't occur quite at the line of scrimmage, and so it'll be first and goal at the 13. Against single coverage on the far side of the field. Tough duty out there for Mitchell Eberhardt. Saulitis in the shotgun. Send a man in motion. He's going to run it all the way. Tries to find some room on the far side. He's turned back in. Brandon Allen and a couple Pioneer defenders there to bring him down. It's going to bring up second down and goal from the 9-10-yard line. Just over 2 minutes remaining here until our Gates Drilling and Service halftime report. And I feel like Clare has to get a stop here. Even if Petoskey's got a field goal game, if they come out and kick the field goal, you just cannot let the Northmen get into the end zone here on this possession, as this next snap will take place under 2 minutes remaining here in the first half. Two wide receivers once again for Petoskey. Single coverage for Halachek and Conan Weeks. They're actually going to get Clare to jump off sides, and so instead of second down and goal from the 9, it's going to be second down and goal from the 4. And a really good call from the coaching staff of Petoskey right there to pull the trigger at this moment in time. So second down and goal now from the 4. That really changes everything if you're Petoskey. Seemed like Clare shored things up for Petoskey running up the middle. But once Saulitis gets to the outside, he is very, very dangerous running the football. Man in motion. They give it to Eberhardt. He's trying to get that outside edge. He dives for the end zone. They are not going to give it to him. It's going to be third down and goal from the 2. With 10th, 11th play of the drive coming up here for Petoskey. They got it at their own 21 with 4:59 left to go in the second quarter. Seems like every time Petoskey's got the football, it's a big play to start the drive. Got a timeout on the field. It is going to come from Petoskey. They still have 2 remaining. It's third down and goal from the 2. Again, we're going to keep it right here with the touchdowns. You've done a good job getting in some of those breaks here for the first half. And allow me to give some more love to some of our big sponsors. We're coming to you from the Barbary Law Studios, built by Konwinski Construction. Also love going out to Gates Drilling and Service, Bill's Custom Fab, The Bird All-American Grill, Clark Modular Homes, Weefrich Financial, and Woods Household Appliance. 21-7 our score. Third down and goal from the 2 for the Petoskey Northmen. Clare Pioneers battling here in the first half. A D5 team playing a D3 team here in Week 9. As both teams try and garner some playoff points. And if you look at that snoozetoyou.com, they predicted both Ogama and Clare would win this game, and they would be pretty much tied playoff points. But I think the edge would go to Ogama because they beat Clare head-to-head, unless there's a couple percentage points that I'm missing on there from that snoozetoyou.com that does a great job kind of mapping out the high school Michigan playoffs when it comes to football. Shotgun look. You know it is going to be the big quarterback running it all the way. Looks to charge it up the middle, dives towards the end zone, and Saulitis is in. 10th play, he takes it in for the TD. And now it's getting really dangerous if you're the Pioneers because it's 27-7, 1:41 left to go in the second quarter. But with the big play ability of Clare, this game is not over. But again, I felt like once they got backed up after that hold, it was really important to try and get that stop. Swinging gate coming out now for Petoskey. We'll see if they line up for the extra point or go for 2. It does appear that they will go for the extra point. Doing the kicking duties is going to be Finley Urich. Clare band heading out on the field, getting ready for their halftime performance. Senior night for the band as well. The kick is up, and it is good. 28-7 our score. Petoskey in front. Clare still has a chance to answer back before the half, and they will get the football to start the second half. I feel like they've got to get an answer here. Score with this 1:41 left to go. We'll take a break. Clare football when we come back on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. The Bird in downtown Mount Pleasant, open every day but Sunday for lunch and dinner. Delicious pizza, the world-famous Bird Burger, handcrafted, fresh-baked subs, many apps, and much more. There's something for everyone at The Bird in downtown Mount Pleasant, where friends gather like family. The Bird, supporting high school sports in mid-Michigan for nearly 100 years.
Bill's Custom Fab can handle any job you need, from large-scale steel building projects to fixing your favorite stainless serving pan. Bill's Custom Fab can weld and fabricate anything. Call today at 989-772-5817 or stop by on Gover Parkway in Mount Pleasant. Good luck to all of our local athletes from Bill's Custom Fab.
Welcome back to it here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. 1:41 left to go until the half. Myself and Adam Gursky both agree. Big shout out to my buddy, helped me run the camera all football season. Clare's got a score here with this 1:41 left to go. If you can make it 28-14 with you getting the football coming out of the second half, you can feel all right about things. Go into it 28-7. It's going to be a bit more of a daunting task. A little bit of a dribbler of a kick is going to be fielded at the 30-yard line by an up man. That's Conan Weeks trying to find some room to get across the 40-yard line before he gets out of bounds. We've got a late flag coming in, and it looks like Clare might get a little bit of help right now from the Northmen. Get 1:37 left to go here in our second quarter. Clare trails 28-7. But they do get the ball to start the second half. Big score here. Despite what Petoskey's done offensively, we kind of still give Clare the momentum going into halftime since they get the ball back. Gonna mark off the yardage. Unsportsmanlike penalty there. So Clare now has it at the Petoskey 44. And you got a minute 37. Clare usually works in a hurry, not huddling up, just kind of looking to the sidelines here. And so here we go. Big moment in this game. I've said it a lot in the first half. Hand off to Van Bon. He wants to find some room to the far side. He's got it. And Van Bon had that hand injury moments ago, but the strong senior running back is back out there. And now coach is looking for a timeout on the sidelines or want to stop because it goes out of bounds. And both coaches, one of them saying stop the clock, the other one saying wind it. And waiting to see exactly where the ball is spotted. It's going to bring up second down and short. Van Bon remains in the backfield with Louch. The clock back running once again. Louch wants to throw. He's got some time, throws it over the middle. It's caught by Ryan Louch. Looks to juke by a man. Great defensive play from Petoskey. Ryan Louch is very slippery. Mason Freilich knows that. So instead of kind of going for the tackle, he just kind of waited for the man to get there. Now the clock will stop for a moment as they'll get the chain set. Pioneers have already got the play ready to go. They're now already at the Petoskey 30. Again, they've moved the football against Petoskey. 2 turnovers on downs have them in a bit of trouble. Now we have a timeout coming from the Northmen with 1:02 left to go. I really like that timeout from head coach Jim Webb. Wait until Clare got lined up. Maybe wait and see if another 2 seconds come off the clock. They do. Then you take that timeout when they get set. 1:02 remaining in the first half. 28-7, Petoskey on top of Clare. Couple of other score updates. Beale City leads Reed City 7-0 at the half. Ithaca up on Shepherd 21-0. See if we can get some updates at halftime. I'm sure Jason Bubba McLean will let us know what's going down with the Oilers as they take on Linden. And all but Shepherd looking like they're going to get into the MHSA playoffs for local high school football with our Mid-Michigan Sports Network. First down and 10, 1:02 left to go. Clare still does have 1 timeout remaining. Got to get into the end zone here as they trail by 3 scores against Petoskey. They will get the ball to start the second half. 3 wide receivers to the left for Arthur. He's looking that way. Slings out. It's going to be caught by Conan Weeks. A great open field tackle on the far side of the field. It'll stop the clock as they go out of bounds. But a big-time tackle on the far side of the field from Petoskey. Clare looking to hurry back up towards the line. That was Caden Boyce with the tackle on the far side. But getting out of bounds is the receiver, so it will stop the clock. It's going to be Conan Weeks in the slot to the right of Arthur. Lined up wide to the right is Alexander. It's Louch in the slot to the left. Lined up wide that way is Mr. Halachek. They do have that safety help on both sides. Arthur wants to throw. He's got some time. Slings it over the middle. It's caught by Halachek. He makes a man miss. Bowls over another man to the 8-yard line. Big pitch and catch there for Clare. And they're back up on the line in a hurry. 47 seconds left to go. The clock will stop for a moment as they set the change. It's going to be first down and goal from the 9. Big moments in this game right here. Clare has got to get 6 on the board. They send Louch in motion. They fake it to him. It goes to Van Bond. He carries it up the middle to the 7-yard line. Got a timeout on the field coming from Clare. 36 seconds left to go. So they're going to trot to the sideline here, talk it out. And I think what's happening right now, if you are Coach Springer and Coach Wise, you're saying, all right, guys, here's the 3 plays that we are running. We've got 36 seconds to run them all. So as soon as this next play, if we don't get into the end zone on this 2nd down play, you've got to get right back up to the line on the 3rd down play and the 4th down play. It's very important to give yourself 3 opportunities here to get into the end zone. Again, if you're Petoskey, you still have a timeout or 2 in the bag if you need to use it. Big moment right here. Again, the Pioneers have moved the football well, in my opinion, against the Northmen. But the Northmen with a couple stands defensively. And Clare just hasn't been able to get a defensive stand against this Northman team. The only time they didn't come up with a score on their 4 or 5 drives was a dropped touchdown pass in the end zone. I think if you asked Mitchell Eberhardt, he would blame himself on that one every day and twice on Sunday, as they say. 2nd down and goal from the 6-yard line for the Pioneers. 28-7, our score as we approach halftime. Clare gets the ball to start the second half. A touchdown here would be absolutely monstrous momentum-wise. Arthur takes the shotgun snap, looking over to the left. It's caught by Halachek. Touchdown, Pioneers! 5th play of the drive. Halachek brings it in for the tutty, and that just kind of changes the whole mood here at Brookwood Park. Clare now out for the extra point, but now you got to worry. Still some timeouts remaining for the Northmen, and they have been able to move the football in a hurry themselves. You got to make sure you keep Solitis, the great quarterback, contained for Petoskey. But a big moment right now is the Pioneers make it 28-13, and the kick from Cruz Camp makes it 28-14. The time when Clare had to come out and score. I mean, they had to get something there. They are able to come up with it to make it 28-14, but there's still 33 seconds left to go in the second quarter. And Petoskey, as I mentioned, they've scored on 4 of their 5 drives. The other one only didn't come up with a score because it was a dropped pass in the end zone for one of their go-to guys, Mr. Eberhardt. And Aiden Van Bond, give him a lot of credit, too. He came out, looked like might be a hand injury. But as I've said a whole lot, that kid is a lot tougher than I am. He's back out there, battles back, and makes a couple big runs on that drive. And what a catch, one-on-one coverage. Nice route, nice throw. Arthur connecting with Halachek for the touchdown. And senior to junior connection there. 33 seconds left to go. Cruz Camp out for the kickoff. Again, our Gates Drilling and Service halftime report right around the bend. So catch up with This Week in MHSA Sports with John Ross. Kind of run down what I think Clare needs to do to win this game in the second half. And here comes the kick from Cruz Camp.
Jenna Gates.
It's going to head down to the 10-yard line, fielded by the return man over there. He takes it up to the 32-yard line before he is dragged down. 25 seconds left to go, and if you're Petoskey, again, it's not bad field position. And I said it to Gursky a few times going to timeouts. I feel like if you're Clare, you need to get a turnover if you want to win this game against Petoskey. Maybe this is the moment where Petoskey comes out a little loose here, and something can happen. And we did see Ryan Louch with that Peanut Tillman punch earlier to knock the ball loose. But again, Solitis at quarterback. I don't know if they're going to go to the air here because he's a threat to take it all the way from the ground every time. So he wants to run it off to the far side of the field. He's going to be pushed out of bounds just near midfield. And again, that is the danger that man provides right there. It's one play, it's one first down, and there's 20 seconds left to go. And Petoskey still looks like they've got a trio of timeouts. Thought they might have used one, but it still shows 3 on the board there, as they still have the opportunity to stop the clock. Even if they run it in the middle of the field, throw it to the middle of the field. 1st and 10 for Petoskey across the Clare 50. If you're Clare, you cannot let the Northmen get into the end zone here to close out this first half after you got the big touchdown to make it 28-14 with 30 seconds left to go. The ball's on the ground. It's picked up by the Pioneers. Again, Clare doesn't have any timeouts left, but a big turnover right there is going to give it back to Clare. And maybe, just maybe, they can make something happen here. But it's a fumble recovered by the Pioneers. 16 seconds left to go in the first half. They have it near midfield. Again, they have no timeouts. If they get a first down, it will stop the clock. So you're going to see the Pioneers go to the air here. And if you're Petoskey, you bring down the ball carrier in the field of play without a first down. That'll probably bring us to the end of the first half. 2 deep safeties for Petoskey. Maybe an opportunity for a hook and ladder here if you're the Pioneers. Arthur drops back, wants to throw. He's got it to Halachek. Halachek looks to dance away from a man. He's now going to get out of bounds at the 34-yard line. 10 seconds left to go for the Pioneers. And now you think about getting Cruise Camp into possible field goal range here in the next play. And even if Clare doesn't score here, they will have the momentum coming out of the second half unless something drastic happens here. Quick shoe tie. Plenty of time on the play clock with 20 seconds for Clare as they're all looking to the sideline for the play. Van Baan coming out. Allen coming in for him, and 10 seconds left to go. Clare's going to have to get to the line now and snap it in a hurry here. 10 seconds left in our first half. 5 seconds on the play clock for Jaden Arthur. He takes the shotgun snap. He's looking downfield. He's going to throw it just over the outstretched arm of Ryan Lauch. But if he does catch that, he's going to have to come down real quick. Then the clock would have to stop, and they'd have to spike it. I don't think he's going to be able to get to the end zone here. 5 seconds left to go. 33 yards away from the end zone are the Pioneers. One play before the end of this first half in our Great Gates Drilling and Service halftime report. Arthur looking to the sideline. Halachek has got the size advantage, just a smidgen out there on the defensive back for Petoskey. So if you got a chance to throw it up to him, I would really like that opportunity. 3 wide to the left for Ryan Lauch. He's looking that way. Now looks back, going for Halachek. Double coverage out there. It's going to be knocked down. The second time we've seen a great knockdown from the defender, Hayden Janis. And so that will bring us to the half. But Clare now has the momentum going into the second half. They get the late touchdown to make it 28-14. They get the turnover as well, and they get the ball to start the second half. A chance to close it within 1 score and really put some pressure on the Northmen. It's time for our Gates Drilling and Service halftime report here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Back with a first half recap. Some other local scores are right after this.
Jenna Gates
and Kyle Gates here. We are the 5th generation with Gates Drilling and Service.
We've been serving our friends and neighbors in Michigan since 1893.
We have the latest and greatest well drilling technology, allowing us to put in wells where others can't.
Lake lots and tight spaces are no problem.
From our family to yours, thank you, and call at 989-772-7841 for all your well drilling and service needs.
Gates Drilling and Service, where Gates goes, water flows.
Konwinski Construction offers a full range of construction services on small and large projects. Konwinski Construction is a leader in the community and are proud to support those student athletes who will be leading our community tomorrow. Konwinski Construction on Gover Parkway, Mount Pleasant. Weber Brothers Sawmill has been in the sawmill and logging business since 1950. Weber Brothers Sawmill buys standing timber and logs all over central and northern Michigan with National Hardwood Lumber Association certification. You can be assured of a professional job, from the marking and cruising of your woods through the harvest. Weber Brothers Sawmill is a proud supporter of our local high school student athletes. Mumford Oil and Gas Supply is your one-stop shop for top quality products and procurement in the Michigan oil and gas industry. With over 45 years of experience and a strong commitment to customer satisfaction, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply delivers the best solutions for your oil and gas production, drilling, and service needs. If you need it,
Mumford Oil and Gas Supply can get it. Visit them on Fancher Day or give them a call at 989-317-8582. For over 4 decades, ENS Graphics has delivered confidence, trust, and peace of mind by providing their customers with expert service and using state-of-the-art technology. We all know in sports, what's on the inside counts the most. But when it comes to your business, school, organization, what's on the outside does matter. If your business needs anything printed, ENS Graphics can do it. If you want your club, team, organization to look good, ENS can help with that. They take your vision and make it their mission. ENS Graphics, a proud supporter of the Mid-Michigan community and their local athletes. Visit ENS Graphics at their location down in Ithaca or visit their website at esgraphics.com. ENS Graphics, printing all things physical. Welcome back to it here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Getting some scores from Mike from Classic Hits Country. I think he said 22-22 with Gladwin and Ovid. So big game there. And again, you look at Standish, pardon me. You look at the possible Division 5 bracket that Clare could be in. You've got some of the top Jack Pine teams with the aforementioned Clare, Ogama, and Gladwin, and then you've got Kingsford, who is actually beating Marquette right now. So somebody in week 2 of the playoffs, if it is Clare Ogama again next week, somebody might have to be going all the way up to Wisconsin. And it's a very similar story. Iron Mountain playing Negaunee tonight. If Beale City does not hang on to beat Reed City, they could actually have to go up to Iron Mountain. But right now, Beale is up 7-0 versus Reed City at the half. Here it is 28-14 at the half. The Pioneers, a late touchdown, also got a turnover as well and a chance to score late to try and make it 28-21. Talked about a turnover having to happen for Clare to have a chance in this game. It may have actually came at the perfect time if you're Petoskey to have that turnover because there was only 40 seconds left for Clare to try and do anything with it. They ultimately were not able to get any points. Petoskey's had the ball 6 times. They've got 1 turnover. They have got 1 fourth down touchdown drop. And so they have been very, very tough to stop. Clare coming out to start the third quarter. I feel like they absolutely have to get the ball into the end zone to make it 28-21 and really put some pressure on this 8-0 Petoskey team as they look to finish the regular season undefeated for the first time in 50 years. And if you're Clare, you win this game. Ogama falls tonight. Maybe you have a chance to be back at home next week. Time for This Week in MHSA Sports with John Ross and hear from some of our great sponsors. We'll be back with the second half right after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
A record-shattering performance on the cross-country course in the UP, and a near miss at a record 4 straight individual golf titles. I'm John Ross, and this is This Week in High School Sports, powered by the Michigan Achievement Scholarship. A perfect weekend of weather for the MHSAA's Lower Peninsula Girls Golf Finals, and there were some standout performances to recap. In Division 1, Northville cruised to its 5th team title in the last 8 years. The Mustangs finished 44 shots clear of second-place Caledonia. Okemos senior Elena Lee brought home medalist honors. In Division 2, Farmington Hills Mercy won its 3rd straight title. Dexter was second. Dexter was led by junior Avery Manning, who shot a tourney-best 141 to capture medalist honors. In Division 3, Grand Rapids Catholic Central repeats as team champions. The Cougars easily outpaced second-place Detroit Country Day. Lillian O'Grady of Grand Rapids Christian finished atop the individual leaderboard. And in Division 4, Kalamazoo Christian won its first ever girls golf championship. Traverse City St. Francis senior Grace Slocum earned medalist honors. Mia Melendez of Ann Arbor Green Hills was trying to become the first Lower Peninsula golfer to win 4 straight individual titles, but finishes 3rd after 3 straight state championships. For more on a great final weekend on the course, please check out MHSAA.com. It's time for Game Balls, when we highlight a trio of standout performances from the past week. Fowler running back Ford Phillips, 8 of his 14 carries were for touchdowns, and he ran for a total of 310 yards in a win over Langsburg. Frankenmuth Logan Diener, he scored the game-winning touchdown in a victory over Freeland. The win gives the Eagles 66 straight conference wins and a 13th straight Tri-Valley Conference title. And to Jackson Bagwell of Climax Scots, his touchdown run with a minute left propelled the Panthers over Mendon 46-44 in 8-player action.
Graduating seniors could qualify for a tuition-free skills certificate or associate degree through the new Community College Guarantee, no matter their GPA or your household income. Or if your child plans to attend a 4-year university or career school, the Michigan Achievement Scholarship Program has them covered. They could get up to $27,500 toward a bachelor's degree or up to $4,000 for career training. Complete the FAFSA to get started at mi.gov/achievement.
Our weekly Be the Referee feature takes a look at the fine art of officiating with registered official Paige Winnie.
We've got a volleyball question for you today. At the moment of the serve, which statement is not true? All players, including the libero, should be in the correct serving order. All players, including the libero, are not required to be in the correct serving order. No player other than the server may have any part of the body touching the floor outside of the boundary lines. All players except the server shall be within the team's playing court and boundary lines. If you said, all players including the libero are not required to be in the correct serving order, you are correct. At the moment of the serve, all players must be in the correct serving order, and only the server can be outside of the playing court and boundary lines.
Thanks, Paige. Now more than ever, we need officials. If you're interested, please go to the MHSAA website now to register. In the Upper Peninsula, the UP Cross Country Finals were held in Munising. On the girls' side, Trout Creek won its first ever title in Division III. In Division II, Hancock won for the 4th straight time, and Marquette won in Division I for the 3rd straight year. On the boys' side, Engadine won its very first cross-country championship in Division III. Painesdale Jeffers won a 4th straight title in Division II, and Marquette won a 6th straight team title in Division I. But the story of the day belonged to Sault Ste. Marie's Gabe Litzner. The junior turned in a UP Finals all-class division record, running the course in just under 15 minutes, 15 seconds, shattering the previous record by 35 seconds. That helped his team to a second-place finish in Division I. For more on all of the cross-country action north of the bridge, check out MHSAA.com. We'll have coverage of all 4 divisions of the tennis championships next week. You've been listening to This Week in High School Sports, powered by the Michigan Achievement Scholarship, a production of the MHSAA Network. Thanks for joining us. I'm John Ross. We'll be back next week.
GNS Mechanical in Wademan offers service and installation on everything for your home and business. From a simple filter replacement to furnace, central air service, and install, geothermal, and walk-in coolers and freezers. If you have a need, GNS Mechanical has a solution. Learn more at gnsmechanical.com or call 989-644-2106.
Hey, Rowan, want to toss the ball around?
No thanks.
A quick game of chess?
Maybe later.
Want me to teach you to ride a bike?
Papa, we did all that when I was little.
I guess you're right. Barbary Law's kept me so busy, time has just flown by.
There is one thing, though. You got any cookies?
Thought you'd never ask.
Bill's Custom Fab can handle any job you need, from large-scale steel building projects to fixing your favorite stainless serving pan. Bill's Custom Fab can weld and fabricate anything. Call today at 989-772-5817 or stop by on Gover Parkway in Mount Pleasant. Good luck to all of our local athletes from Bill's Custom Fab.
The Bird in downtown Mount Pleasant, open every day but Sunday for lunch and dinner. Delicious pizza, the world-famous Bird Burger, handcrafted, fresh-baked subs, many apps, and much more. There's something for everyone at The Bird in downtown Mount Pleasant, where friends gather like family. The Bird, supporting high school sports in mid-Michigan for nearly 100 years.
J&J Auto in Wademan is Mid-Michigan's elite automotive repair shop. J&J Auto offers complete collision repair and mechanical repair. Stop by on Wademan Road or call them today at 989-644-8908. J&J Auto, proud supporters of school student athletes.
Jenna Gates
and Kyle Gates here. We are the 5th generation with Gates Drilling and Service.
We've been serving our friends and neighbors in Michigan since 1893.
We have the latest and greatest well drilling technology, allowing us to put in wells where others can't.
Lake lots and tight spaces are no problem.
From our family to yours, thank you, and call at 989-772-7841 for all your well drilling and service needs.
Gates Drilling and Service, where Gates goes, water flows.
Mount Pleasant Heating and Air Conditioning has been family-owned and serving Mid-Michigan since 1962. They're dedicated to providing the best possible solution for your home or business. Mount Pleasant Heating and Air Conditioning is locally owned and supports our local community. For all of your heating and air conditioning needs, call Mount Pleasant Heating and Air Conditioning at 989-772-2881.
Value is not just a price. When you buy something for your home, it's an investment. Knowing that you're getting a great deal and service after the sale is priceless. At Woods Household, we only carry quality products for your home at competitive prices. Furniture that is attractive and durable. Comfortable mattresses that last for years. Flooring that stands up to wear and tear. These are all products that last by trusted name brands like FlexSteel, Serta, Whirlpool, and many more. So shop the Woods way.
Pure sportsmanship is the most important thing in high school sports. When it comes to your home or business, Pure Plumbing just might be the most important thing. If your plumbing isn't Pure, don't worry, no one needs to see the other angle. For Pure Plumbing, call 989-644-8928 or visit mipureplumbing.com. Welcome back inside the Barbary Law Studios in our Gates Drilling and Service halftime report. 28-14 our score. Division 3, 8-0 Petoskey leads Division 5, 7-1 Clare. Clare has been absolutely battling out there, and this one has been a fantastic game. We had a big touchdown towards the end of that first half, which I think was a huge deal. And Petoskey turned it over with 40 seconds left. Clare actually had a chance throwing it to the end zone to make it 28-20 or 21 at the half. Didn't end up getting the touchdown, so it's 28-14. Pioneers will get the ball to start the third quarter. And me and my main man on the camera, Adam Gursky, both agree they need to come out and get 6 to start this third quarter. Going to take another break here as we close out our Gates Drawing and Service halftime report. We're back with the third quarter right after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
The Bird in downtown Mount Pleasant, open every day but Sunday for lunch and dinner. Delicious pizza, the world-famous Bird Burger, handcrafted, fresh-baked subs, many apps, and much more. There's something for everyone at The Bird in downtown Mount Pleasant, where friends gather like family. The Bird, supporting high school sports in mid-Michigan for nearly 100 years.
Bill's Custom Fab can handle any job you need, from large-scale steel building projects to fixing your favorite stainless serving pan. Bill's Custom Fab can weld and fabricate anything. Call today at 989-772-5817 or stop by on Gover Parkway in Mount Pleasant. Good luck to all of our local athletes from Bill's Custom Fab.
Welcome back to it here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. My bad, Bill's Custom Fab, Jess, Melissa, and the crew there. Cutting that commercial a bit short, but oh boy, some big news to pass along as we get ready to start the third quarter here. It is the end of the third quarter in Beale City, and Beale City leads Reed City 7-6, a game that has big-time playoff implications for both schools. 7-6, Beale City has the lead over Reed City heading to quarter number 4. Still waiting to get an update on Mount Pleasant. It's 28-14 here. And then the one other score that I got, 28-0, Ithaca now on top of Shepherd. Kind of thought Ithaca might be able to cruise to a 9-0 regular season there against the very, very young Blue Jay team, and they are doing so. Beale City, good shape against Reed City. Again, still waiting on a Mount Pleasant score, but they're in no matter what. 4-4 Linden, 4-4 Mount Pleasant. Both of those teams safely in the Division III playoffs, but whoever wins probably won't have a home playoff game, but you could cross your fingers for it. And with Mount Pleasant, they could end up at Cedar Springs. They could end up going north, playing Petoskey the first game of the playoffs. You never know. D5 kind of set for this Clare team. It's going to be Kingsford. It's going to be It's going to be Kingsford. It's going to be Gladwin. It's going to be Ogama. And it's going to be the Pioneers. And whoever comes out of that one is going to have the top-ranked team in D5 most likely waiting for them with Frankenmuth. 28-14 our score. Out there to kick things off is Finley Urick for Petoskey. Clare will start with the football here at the beginning of this third quarter. And again, I think it is imperative that they come out and get a touchdown on this drive. Kick is going to dribble down the sideline and go out of bounds. Dane Alexander, the nearest returner to it. So it'll be Clare football at their own 35-yard line as we start this third quarter. Arthur, solid at quarterback all season long, and actually it looks like he's going to the sideline here for a minute, as it looks like we may redo this kick again, possibly. Yep, it does look like we'll redo it. So if you're Steve Springer, you said, you know what, I want my athletes to touch the football. Let's back it up 5 yards, and you go ahead and kick it again. So take it back from the 40 to the 35, where feel like growing up, that's where kickoffs always started from. Moving them up a little bit here in high school football as of late. Another touchdown for the Ithaca Yellow Jackets, so they're now up 34-0 against that really young Shepherd Blue Jay team. So Ithaca is going to finish their regular season undefeated at 9-0. Petoskey trying to accomplish the same feat here. Clare trying to finish their regular season at 8-1. They get the football, trailing by 14 here to start the third quarter. We already had one kickoff that went out of bounds. Instead of taking the ball to the 35-yard line, Clare told Petoskey, why don't you go ahead and kick it again? This one's going to be a bit of a dribbler. It's fielded by Alexander just outside the 20-yard line. Finds some room here to the near side. He's going to be across the 40-yard line before he is brought down by a Petoskey player. Excellent return there for Dane Alexander, and you can see why Coach Springer wanted to get the ball in the hands of his athletes. Instead of starting at the 35-yard line, you will start at your own 45-yard line, 44-yard line we'll call it, and so 9 extra yards there by taking that extra kick. Excellent decision there from Coach Springer. Here we go. monster drive right now in this ball game as Clare trails 28-14 here at the start of the third quarter. Send Ryan Louch in motion. Arthur looking that way. Quick throw out to the speedy wide receiver. Gets by one man. Actually, a great tackle out there in the open field. Weeks had the block, but as soon as the tackler saw Ryan Louch go by him, he did a good job disengaging and then making the tackle. That was Trent Black on the defensive play there. He's made a couple solid plays for Petoskey defensively here in this one. But still a 5-yard gain for the Pioneers on first down. A lot of respect for the passing game as Petoskey's got 2 deep safeties either way. They now motion Louch into the backfield. They hand it off to Van Bond, trying to find something on the far side. And there's Van Bond just carrying would-be tacklers with them. He might even have first down yardage. He was tackled very close to the line, or hit very close to the line of scrimmage, and then he just refused to go down, and that is why Aiden Van Bond has been one of my absolute favorite players to watch all year long. I stand next to Aiden Van Bond. He doesn't have a whole lot of size on me, just a lot more muscle and in much better shape than I am. That young man knows how to keep his feet in the ground, keep those legs churning to pick up those very important extra yards at his running back position. 4 wide in the slot to the left of Arthur is Ryan Louch. Again, safety help on both sides. Send Louch in motion, hand it off to Van Bond up the middle. He's going to pick up maybe 1 yard on this play. A great job by the Northman front that time to kind of stow that up, thicken that up a little bit, and not a whole lot of space for the ball carrier to go. And that Zaid Batchelder, baller of the game, still up for grabs. We've had a great game at the quarterback position from Jaden Arthur, but Van Bond also making his presence felt, running the football, getting some very, very important yards for Clare. Louch in motion once again. They hand it off to Van Bond, and Van Bond does it again. He should have been brought down for a gain of 4 or 5, but he turns it into 6 or 7 to make it 3rd down and short for Clare. And that's all about the weight room for Van Bond right there. 3rd down and short. 9:57 remaining in the third quarter. Petoskey leads Clare 28-14. We've seen Clare come back from down before earlier this year against a really good Ogama Heights team. But even a more daunting task here with the D3 8-0 Petoskey. Man in motion is Conan Weeks going to the right of Arthur. Now they want to run the option. They pitch it to Van Bond. He looks like he's got first down yardage. It's going to be very close. It's going to spend on the official, and they will give him first down yardage. The white hat kind of saw it all the way there that time. And so 5 plays, 6 plays or so here for the Pioneers, and they are now in Petoskey territory. And again, they put it in here. You're going to put all the pressure on that Petoskey team who's looking to finish their first regular season undefeated in some 50 years. Shotgun look for the Pioneers. 2 wide to each side for the senior Arthur. They fake the handoff. Now Arthur wants to keep it here to the near side. Pitches it at the very last moment to Conan Weeks. He turns it inside the 30. He's going to pick up big-time yardage, but Arthur, big-time credit to Arthur right there. Looked like he was going to run it all the way, but I think what happened is he said, you know what? I know I'm not going to pitch it for 5, 6, 7 steps. I need to keep it tucked high and tight, as Coach Kraser would say. First down yardage for the Pioneers as they get second down now. They don't get the spot there. Louch looking for Louch. It's going to be overthrown and intercepted by Petoskey. Louch went to go up and get it, diving on the ground and coming up with an unbelievable interception was Hayden Janis. And so I talked about the turnover that Clare needed. Petoskey gets the turnover as Clare is driving here. And now the momentum back on the side of the white and light blue after that turnover, and they have a chance to take back control, but they do start deep in their own territory at their own 8-yard line. Solitis in the gun. He's got 1 running back to each side. Fakes the handoff. He does give the handoff. Trying to find some room is Swiss. He's going to be brought down at the 10, 11-yard line. You could tell the Clare defense is pumped up right now. They know a stop is a big deal here. 9 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Interception from moments ago gives the ball back to Petoskey as Clare was driving to try and make it a 1-score game to start the third quarter. Play comes in. Eberhardt also coming back in with that play. Saulitis has been in the gun most of the game with one running back there, maybe two, and he has been keeping it on the ground most of the night, and he has been excellent as a runner. He can also throw the football as well. They fake the handoff. Saulitis got some room here to the far side. Gets away from one guy, now looking to chase or outrun Van Bon. Van Bon's able to push him out of bounds, but not before the big quarterback picks up 30 or so yards down the sideline. And it seems like every time Petoskey's had the ball, Saulitis makes one of those runs where it looks like he's going to get 6 or 7, and all of a sudden it turns into 25 or 30. It's now 1st down and 10 for Petoskey. They've got it at the Clare 40-yard line, and they're actually waiting on the chains right now to try and catch up with Petoskey. That's how fast their offense is ready to work after picking up big yardage there on the run from the quarterback, Saulitis. Talking with Mike and the crew at Classic Hits Country at halftime. It says, Saulitis reminds me of Hunter Miles a few years ago for Beale City. You've got the quarterback, defensive lineman. He's got some speed, a very dangerous runner, and he can throw it as well. Just makes for an ultra-lethal combination for the high school quarterback when you've got the threat to throw it, and not just run it, but run it with power at the quarterback position to break a tackle or two, to run several yards after contact. Short run there for Petoskey, now 2nd down and 8. Clare was driving to start the 3rd quarter. Looked like they might be able to make it a one-score game, but a big-time interception. It was a great play out there for Hayden Janis. Snap it to Saulitis. He's running this one all the way. Big hit out there defensively from the Pioneers. Several players combining for the J&J Auto collision report there for Clare. One of them getting up out of the pile. I believe that was Darnell or Randall out there, but a big-time play. It's now 3rd down and 3 for the Petoskey. They're going to go for it on 4th down here as well. They try to get Clare to jump. Nobody bites for the Pioneers on the defensive line. They now send a man in motion. And this ball is going to be in the hands of Saulitis, whether he's going to run it or throw it here. They actually do hand it off to the running back, and he's got 1st down yardage. A big-time run there for the running back. That's Brandon Swiss on the carry there, and so 5 plays, a couple 1st downs on this drive for Petoskey, and they just continue to move the football very well. Again, it seems like there's one play from Saulitis every drive that gets them into Pioneer territory, and from there, Clare seems to stiffen up a little bit. You don't want to go down by 3 scores as they're now under 7 minutes remaining here in the 3rd quarter. They fake the misdirection. Saulitis has got the edge down the sideline. He's going to go to the end zone for another touchdown. Mr. Corbin Saulitis to the house from 42 yards out. But they're going to say he stepped out of bounds, possibly at the 29. Ooh, boy. Saulitis has been able to hit that sideline and just turn it upfield a number of times, but it will be 1st down yardage once again. And this drive for Petoskey started at their own 8-yard line. 3 minutes into it, they are now at the Clare 29-yard line. Been all about the quarterback Saulitis all night long for Petoskey. He wants to throw this time. It's going to be complete on the far sideline. The wide receiver gets away from a couple guys in a big monster hit out there as we talk about that J&J Auto collision report. I believe that was Sabish dropping the lumber that time, brought to you by Weber Brothers Sawmill and J&J Auto, but still a big catch over there coming from Petoskey. Actually, no, they're going to say that got jarred. No, they're going to give them 1st down yardage. Pardon me. I thought for a second maybe they were going to say the ball got jarred loose, but they're going to say that was just enough to pick up the 1st down, and now Petoskey once again in the red zone. And they scored on 4 of their 6 possessions of the first half. The one closing the half out was a fumble, but the other one was a 4th down incompletion to the end zone that just was dropped by the wide receiver right on the far sideline. We got a late hit coming in. And I'm a bit of a homer here, but I'm going to say the way Saulitis is running the ball on the sideline is really tough to make that call against the Clare defender, but that's now going to have Petoskey set up 1st and goal. 6 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter. They already lead it by 2 scores, 28-14. Yet you always want to keep that Zaid Batchelder baller of the game local, but Saulitis has been an unbelievable player out there for Petoskey. And he's also done some good work defensively, too, for the Northmen. And so waiting to see exactly where the penalty yardage will be marked off to. It's going to be first and goal, maybe the 6-yard line or so for Petoskey. And again, if you're Clare, you got to try and sell out here. Halachek, single coverage on one side, single coverage on the other side. That's either going to be Weeks or Reeves over there. They hand it off to Swiss. Swiss gets by the initial defense. He's into the end zone. Touchdown, Petoskey. On the 9th play of the drive, they go 92 yards into the end zone. Swiss with the TD, and it's now 34-14. And you go back to about 9:30 left in this quarter. The Pioneers were driving. Just a bit of an overthrow from Arthur, one of the few mistakes you've seen from the senior quarterback all year long. And it was a great diving interception from Hayden Janis. The 92 yards, 3.5 minutes later, Petoskey into the end zone. Now out there for the extra point is Finley Urich. Decent snap, decent hold, and the kick is up and good. Petoskey is now in control, 35-14. I mentioned Clare was going to need a turnover. Well, I think now they're going to need 2 to kind of get back into this one and see if they're going to be able to come back and win it. But we know the offense is going to be able to put up some points. Going to take a break here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. When we come back, it's Pioneer football again as they look to answer back against Petoskey on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Mumford Oil and Gas Supply is your one-stop shop for top-quality products and procurement in the Michigan oil and gas industry. With over 45 years of experience and a strong commitment to customer satisfaction, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply delivers the best solutions for your oil and gas production, drilling, and service needs. If you need it, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply can get it. Visit them on Fancher today or give them a call at 989-317-8582.
GNS Mechanical in Wademan offers service and installation on everything for your home and business. From a simple filter replacement to furnace, central air service, and install, geothermal, and walk-in coolers and freezers. If you have a need, GNS Mechanical has a solution. Learn more at gnsmechanical.com or call 989-644-2106.
Welcome back to it here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Alexander fields the kickoff at the 10, trying to go wide here to get away from a defender. He does, gets a decent block. Now he's across the 30, gets another block from Randall. He's across the 50 before he's brought down. And Clare, every time you think Petoskey's going to all right, Petoskey's in control, Clare comes back and makes a big play. Big return there for the sophomore, Dane Alexander. So Clare will have the ball in Petoskey territory at the Petoskey 42, I'm going to call it. And so if you're Clare, you want to get a quick score here, and then you got to get a stop defensively. Again, 5 out of 7 possessions have ended in the end zone for Petoskey. The other one ended with a dropped catch in the end zone. The other one ended with a turnover near the end of the first half. Louch goes in motion into the backfield. They're able to hand it off to him. He's not going to be able to get by the initial defense. It's going to be a pickup of 4 or 5. Nice job by Louch finding just a bit of space out there to pick up decent yardage on first down. More score updates from the Mid-Michigan area. 14-12, Beale City with the lead over Reed City with 5 minutes left to go in the game. Big shout out to Corey Clark and Nate Batchelder giving me some updates. Arthur has time. He's now flushed to his left. We've got a hold coming in. Arthur still stays alive, eventually throws it. It's caught by Louch. He's going to go out of bounds, but I think this one is going to be coming back. And our score here, 35-14, just over 5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. A really great effort there from Arthur and Louch to create something, but I think the flag is going to have them backing up here, and we'll do the second down play once again. And the officials together conferring on exactly what's going to happen here. And it's 35-14. Petoskey with the lead, but Clare refusing to go away here on this senior night. Mentioned the turnovers. They need to get 6 here, and they need to turn over Petoskey or at least get the ball out of the hands of Saulitis, because the running back has had 3 or 4 carries for 20-plus yards at least here tonight, and he's probably approaching a $150 or so. And so that will back up the Pioneers. And again, it was a great play from Arthur, keeping it alive and ultimately finding Ryan Louch for the connection. So they're going to mark off 10 from where the initial hold occurred. And so we're going to back them up. So it'll be 2nd down and 16, I believe, after they mark off the yards, or maybe 15 or so. I think both the coaches now are saying, well, where did the hold take place? Where are you going to mark the yardage back to? And they do start walking it off, so it's going to be 2nd down and long for Clare. Still a lot of time left in this game with this potent Clare offense. Defensive stops are what they need to worry about if they can get it into the end zone here. So it's actually going to be an unsportsmanlike that's going to go against Clare. And so not a hold, so they're going to mark off 5 more yards there. Oh, actually, no, they're going to mark off both. You've got the hold and then the unsportsmanlike afterwards. And so we're going to go from 2nd down and 6 to 2nd down and an absolute mile here for the Pioneers. And one of those things don't get any easier out there on the football field. When the going get tough, the going get tough. It's going to be a shotgun look. We'll call it 2nd down. And oh, boy. 2nd down and about 30. Just about 30 by my guesstimation here. Again, this is a really tough spot for the Pioneers right here. And you got a whole bunch of senior leaders on this team who are going to refuse to quit. Well, right now, though, if you are the lineman of Petoskey, you're going to kind of be able to pin your ears back, and at that defensive end position is Solitis, ready to take out the opposing quarterback. Arthur dropping back. Quick throw out to the sideline. It's going to be incomplete. They were looking for Dane Alexander. It's now going to be 3rd down and a mile. So Clare has it at their own 37-yard line. They need to get to the Petoskey 33-yard line for this 1st down. 3rd and a mile with Arthur in the gun. 4 wide, 2 to each side, 2 deep safeties on each side for Clare. Throw over the middle. It's going to be caught by Halachek. He's going to be drugged down at the 45. They're going to pick up 9 or 10 yards on that play. And so probably a punting situation for Clare here. You maybe want to try and pin Petoskey back. But then again, maybe not leave it all on the field right now. Why not? But, man, it's 4th down and so long. And Van Bond does look like he's going to back up to punt this one away. Probably a good decision there from the coaches. But, again, it's tough with the way the offense has been rolling for Petoskey. The lefty boot from Van Bond is going to be fielded on the run at the 19-yard line by the return man. It's going to be brought down by several Pioneer players over there on the far side. And so Clare has to punt that one away after getting backed up via the penalty. They go 3 and out for the 2nd time here tonight, something Petoskey has not done all night. And now if you're Petoskey, you now have the 3-score lead. You've got it at your own 47. I think this is now we're going to see them maybe take the air out of it a little bit here. And with Swiss and Solitis in the backfield, I think we're going to see them keep it on the ground a number of times in the row here. 4:20 left to go in the 3rd quarter. 3-score lead for the Pioneers. Hand off to the running back. Nowhere for the ball carrier to go. He fights and fights for a couple more yards, then is ultimately pushed out of bounds. Great effort out there from the running back on the carry. And that was Frederick Hollerback with the carry there. And the rare time you get the roster from Petoskey, and it's in alphabetical order, not by number order, so you got to try and figure it out real quick. 2nd down and 7. If you're Clare, you have to get 2 stops here on the ground and force a punt before the end of this 3rd quarter. Again, it's 35-14. Petoskey with the lead over Clare. Shotgun look, hand it off up the middle. Allen coming in, a couple other players coming in. That'll bring up 3rd down. And if you're Clare, you really got to get this 3rd down stop here. And I am not much of a betting man, and we're covering high school sports here, but number 20 is going to carry the football here for Petoskey, rolling out one way or the other, or maybe pouring it up the middle after a fake handoff. You've got to stop Corbin Solitis, the 6'1", 215 D lineman quarterback on the play. He's going to run now. He's going to throw it long. He's got a man out there. It's knocked away. What a play from Ethan Reeves to make it 4th down and 5. But Petoskey, the way they've ran the ball here, watch out. They could go for it, but fantastic job by Ethan Reeves. He was out there on an island defensively, and the senior went up and knocked it away. A beautiful play. Here we go. Are they going to line up and go for it? We shall see. Solitis is lined up in the gun. Here we go. 4th down and 5. Maybe they'll drop the guy back to punt this one away, but we'll see. Clare's ready for him to go for it on this 4th and 5 play. Ready to sell out on the run. Solitis fakes the snap. I don't think we're going to see him snap the football here. We might see a timeout coming from Petoskey. We do, but an excellent coaching decision from Jim Webb out there. Said, hey, guys, let's go see if we can get him to jump. If we do, we're going to be able to run out this third quarter. If not, we're going to have to punt it back to him and try and hold strong defensively once again. 3:11 left. What a game it has been. 35-14 our score, but Clare, they have been pretty exciting offensively as well, too. They've been able to move the football. There's just been a few key points in this game that have gone Petoskey's way, and then you think about that Zaid Batchelder baller of the game. Man, Mr. Corbin Solitis has been so good, it's going to be hard not to give it to the Petoskey quarterback as the Northmen look to finish 9-0 for the first time in 50 years. And now it does look like Petoskey's ready to punt this one away. The ever-dangerous Ryan Louch back there. And again, one to the house here. Clare needs something big to happen. They're going to need a couple big momentum shift plays here in this 3rd and 4th quarter if they want to come back and beat Petoskey down by 3 scores. It is Louch back deep to receive the punt for the Pioneers. We've got 3:11 left in our 3rd. It's going to be a line drive punt. It's going to be really tough for Louch to field it. It'll be down at the 24-yard line. And so finally, you force a punt from Petoskey. And here you go, 3 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. And what's exciting for Clare is, you want to say you've got 3 minutes, that this is the rest of your lives. You got to come back and win this game. But both of these teams will play next week. But on senior night, these Pioneer seniors want to win this one. And then, again, with Ogama, never know what's going to happen. Maybe you could end up with a home playoff game next week, but it's got to be a W here tonight to get things started. So that North bracket looks like it's pretty set in stone with Kingsford, Gladwin, Ogama, and Clare. Hand off to Van Bond, trying to find some room to the far side, and there was nothing there. He may have actually lost a yard. Great job defensively from the Petoskey front that time. It's the first time we see Van Bond knocked backwards maybe all season long. Clock is moving out. 2:40 left to go in the 3rd quarter. You got to start to think about that now if you're the Pioneers. 4 wide, 2 stacked on each side for Arthur. He wants to run this one here to the near side. Thought about throwing it out to Louch once again. Instead, he keeps it on the ground. He's hit hard at the 30. He's able to pick up 4.5, maybe 5 yards there. It's going to bring up 3rd down, and we'll call it 5 or 6. And this is where, if you're Clare, you got to pick up this 3rd down and keep your offense out on the field. So we have just over 2 minutes remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Play coming in from the sideline. Clock continues to move. 3rd down and 4. Arthur's lined up in the gun. Ryan Louch lined up in the slot to his left. Van Bond the same side at running back. They're dropping back, looking to throw. They're going to throw it long towards Halachek. It's going to be intercepted again. Coming up with his 2nd pick of the 2nd half is Hayden Janis, and he's got some room to return it down the sideline. He's brought down by Nick Sabish just outside the 20-yard line. But it's a second half interception for a number 4 in light blue and white. And Janis might end up being the player of the game. Now you think about that Weber Brothers Sawmill timber of the game. Big play there from Janis. And now Petoskey has it at the Clare 21-yard line. I don't mind the throw, though, for Arthur. You're in there at the point in the situation. You want to give one of your guys a chance to go up and get it. Just a fantastic play. The 2nd pick of the 2nd half for Hayden Janis, the senior defensive back for Petoskey. And now if you are the Northmen, you can take your time here. Swiss gets the handoff. He's going to pick up 4, 5, maybe 6 yards there. And so the start of the second half, Clare was moving it. It was a Janice interception that ended the first drive. Then a touchdown for Swiss made it 35-14. Back-to-back 3-and-outs kept Clare in the game. But that Janice interception has got the Northmen deep in Clare territory. 2nd down and 7 from the 17. Just over a minute remaining here in the third quarter. You think about that Weber Brothers Sawmill timber of the game, it's usually about the linemen down there making big plays. Now you got to start thinking about Janice with those 2 interceptions, maybe the 2 biggest plays of the game. Nice move from Solitis at the initial attack. He's now across the 10. Got a late flag coming in. This one will be coming back for a block in the back. But a nice run, and you just see the explosiveness of the quarterback, Solitis. When he sees the gap, when he sees the hole, he hits it and hits it with force. And when you got a running back, quarterback that's 6'1", 215 pounds, woo, talk about Weber Brothers Sawmill. He can lay the lumber out there at his quarterback, running back position, whatever you want to call it. And that will back it up, though. And so, again, if you're Clare, there's a few mistakes out there happening from Petoskey that can kind of keep you in this game, but 2 interceptions in the second half have made it very difficult for the Pioneers. It is now 35-14, 2nd and 7 from the 15 for the Petoskey Northmen. In the gun, it's a dual threat Solitis. Takes the shotgun snap. He's rolling to his right. He wants to throw this one. He's going to throw it short. It's caught for first down yardage. The receiver is hit hard and knocked out of bounds right away, but it will be a first down pickup for Petoskey. It's going to be 1st down and goal. There's under a minute remaining, and Reed City is on the board to go up 18-14. Reed City now up 18-14 with 2:18 left to go in the ball game. Again, that's big for Beale City. They don't win that one, game 2. They could be going up to Iron Mountain. Looking at my buddy Adam Gursky, we could be going up to Iron Mountain week 2 of the playoffs. So that holds true, and Iron Mountain is able to take out Negaunee. Shotgun look. They hand it off to Swiss. Swiss is leveled by Ryan Lauch. Talk about that J&J Auto collision report. Lauch with one of the biggest hits that we've seen all night long. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. That could be the final play of the third quarter. If you're Petoskey, you can let the clock run out. You probably want to do so. 2nd down and goal from the 1 will be coming when we start this fourth quarter. It's 35-14. If you're Clare, you got to sell out and try and get the stop here. You end up going down 4 scores in the fourth quarter. It's going to be really, really tough to come back in this one. Time for a break here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Back with more Clare football right after this. Mumford Oil and Gas Supply is your one-stop shop for top-quality products and procurement in the Michigan oil and gas industry. With over 45 years of experience and a strong commitment to customer satisfaction, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply delivers the best solutions for your oil and gas production, drilling, and service needs. If you need it, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply can get it. Visit them on Fancher Day or give them a call at 989-317-8582.
GNS Mechanical in Wademan offers service and installation on everything for your home and business. From a simple filter replacement to furnace, central air service, and install, geothermal, and walk-in coolers and freezers. If you have a need, GNS Mechanical has a solution. Learn more at gnsmechanical.com or call 989-644-2106.
Welcome back inside our Barberry Law Studios, built by Konwinski Construction. Start of the fourth quarter, 2nd down and goal for Petoskey. If you are Clare, you got to sell out and try and get a stop here, but easier said than done against this really strong Petoskey team. They came into this game at 8-0, and we now see why. Defensively, they've been really good. You think about how strong this passing running attack is for Clare. Petoskey's kind of had a bend, don't break defense, and 2 second-half interceptions. We've got them in control, 35-14 the score. 8-0 Petoskey ahead of 7-1 Clare, looking to have their first undefeated regular season in 50 years. In the gun, it's Solitis on 2nd down and goal from the 1. Lined up next to him is the slippery running back, Brendan Swiss. Swiss gets the handoff. He's into the end zone for his 2nd touchdown of the second half. 5th play of the drive or so there in Petoskey. Now in control, up 41-14. And do have a score update. Mount Pleasant down 14-10. Start of the fourth quarter there. Out there for the extra point now. Petoskey Northman looking to make this a 28-point game. And some of the folks now here at Clare kind of heading towards the stands or heading towards the exit as you make it a 4-score game in the fourth quarter. It is kind of all written in the books. But again, this Clare team, they're not going to quit fighting, and they got a really good offense. And so I mentioned it in the pregame. I mentioned it in the first half. I mentioned at the start of the second half. Clare needs a couple turnovers to win this game, and that's still the situation right now. You get a touchdown and a quick turnover. Maybe you get that old Lloyd Christmas going, and you're telling me there's a chance. It's 42-14. Clare will get it. 11:58 left to go in our fourth quarter. Again, you think about the seniors on this Clare team. Jaden Arthur, Ryan Lausch, Colin Howitt, Porter Harsh, Aiden Van Bon, Dane Kruskamp, Ethan Reeves, Joey Bushy, Tristan Gauthier, Ethan Rogers, Chase Randall, Ryan Inman, Ethan Caxor, James Edinburgh, Joseph Self, Colin Fritz, Maximo McDonald, Dawson Babcock. What a time they've had playing underneath these lights here at Brookwood Park in Clare, and hoping something happens in the playoffs, or maybe they do end up getting a home playoff game. And I mentioned that D5 Northern District is kind of set. It's going to be Gladwin, Ogama Heights, Clare, and Kingsford. Where will all the teams go? It looks like it's going to be Gladwin going to Kingsford and Ogama and Clare with another rematch next week, most likely in Ogama Heights. This kick is going to go into the hands of Ryan Lauch at the 10-yard line. Tries to make a move. He's going to be brought down after the 20. Nice job tackling in a group by the Petoskey Northmen. And so it'll be Clare football. Their own 22-yard line. Start of the fourth quarter here essentially, as it was just one play for Petoskey to get into the end zone as we started that fourth quarter. 42-14 the score here. It's 18-14 Reed City over Beale City. So Beale City is going to fall to 7-2 on the year. And again, if Iron Mountain beats Negaunee, that could have Beale City going on the road for week number 2 of the playoffs. Everything will be decided Sunday with the selection show with the MHSAA. And as soon as that's over, I'll have all the action for you. Everything you need to know with our local teams. Lauch fighting for extra yards. He's going to pick up maybe 5 in what should have been no gain. Clock moving, 11:35 and change, or 11:30 and change left in this fourth quarter. Petoskey in control, up 42-14. And he came out, start of the second half. The score was 28-14. Clare was driving down the field, just a little too tall of a pass, and it was a fantastic diving interception from Hayden Janis, who had 2 game-changing picks in this second half for Petoskey to help the Northmen move to 9-0 for the first time in 50 years. Congratulations to them. But again, this game not necessarily over as how it goes in motion. They fake it to Heinz. Arthur looking to find some room off to the far side. He's got first down yardage before he goes out of bounds. Again, when you got a guy like Jaden Arthur at quarterback, this Clare offense is going to continue to move the football. He's just that electric. Looking to the sideline for the play. And Griffin Bohannon, former Beale athletic director, now Clare principal, also let me know 18-14 the final. Reed City with the victory, and a big congratulations to Brad Ancliffe, the new athletic director at Beale City. And that's what I almost want to make the joke that every sporting event for Beale that I'm at, I see Brad Ancliffe and Lisa Ancliffe there anyway. And so, hey, Brad, you might as well. But big congratulations to him. Big congratulations to Griffin Bohannon. See him here tonight at Mid-Michigan Sports Network hat. And a big thank you to everybody out there supporting what we're doing here at the Mid-Michigan Sports Network, including all of our great sponsors like Hanging by a Thread, All Seasons Fireworks, Bryant Family Farms, Isabella Bank, Central Michigan Sand and Gravel, and Block Electric. Mason Hines gets the handoff, wants to find some room here to the near side. Nowhere for the sophomore to go. Several Petoskey Northmen there to bring him down. 5th play of the drive coming up. Clare has picked up 1 first down already. Also got to give a big shout to Mount Pleasant Public Schools, another one of my big sponsors. They're hiring bus drivers, and they have paid training for bus drivers I'm not much of an early riser, but if you're an early riser, you can have yourself a great job, get yourself some benefits, drive a bus, and be done pretty darn early in the day and go find something to do. And also need more officials as well. Go to MHSA.com and click the Beat the Referee tab. There's no officials here tonight, and there's no game here tonight. They fake the throw, hand it off to Heinz. He's got room up the middle for the first down. As Clare continues to move the football here in the fourth quarter. They're down by 28, 42-14 our score. Ball is right at midfield for Arthur and the offensive attack. No Louch out there offensively for Clare. Howard out there, along with Alexander, Weeks, and Halachek at receiver. Heinz at running back. Quick throw over to Halachek. He's got first down yardage. Looks to dance by a man. He's going to lose the ball out of bounds, but it's going to be a decent gain for Clare. They've already picked up a couple first downs on this drive. Seventh play or so of the drive coming up. It's going to be second down and 3. Clock continues to move here. 9:20 remaining here in the fourth quarter. 42-14 the score. Brandon Allen coming into the game, replacing Jacob Halachek. Against some of those seniors, maybe their final game here at Brookwood Park, not turning out quite the way they would want it to, but what a year for Clare. They're going to end the year 7-2 and in great position for the MHSA playoffs. Dane Alexander makes the catch, makes one man miss before he's brought down at the 25-yard line. Nice gain there for Alexander, and it's the third first down of the drive for the Pioneers as they move the ball down the field and try and get in the end zone. Again, there's still 9 minutes left. You make this a 3-score game. Maybe you get an onside kick, a turnover. Still a whole lot that could happen here in this one, but it's going to have to be something special if Clare's going to actually come back and win this one. Arthur fakes the handoff, looks to pour it off to the near side. He's going to pick up 3 or 4 yards. It's going to score update. Beale City falls to Reed City 18-14. 7-2 on the year. Reed City will finish 7-2 on the year. I believe their only losses are Pontiac, Notre Dame Prep, and Big Rapids, and so watch out for them come playoff time. Shotgun look again for Arthur. They send Weeks in motion. Fake the handoff up the middle. The Heinz hard hit out there, kind of diving, wrapping up the ball carrier was the Petoskey defenseman. And it's now going to bring up third down. 10th play or so of the drive coming up for the Pioneers. Third down and 3. 8 minutes left to go, fourth quarter. Heinz, Arthur, Howitt, Allen, Weeks, Alexander, all looking to the sideline for the play. They've got it here for third down and 3. They hand it off to Heinz. He looks to get that outside edge. He's not going to get there. Nice defensive play on the far side of the field from Caden Boyce. So they've called Caden Boyce's name a few times tonight here for Petoskey as well. You think about how dominant this offense of Clare has been all year long, only scoring 14 points so far against Petoskey, and a couple plays they'd probably like to have back, but Petoskey came in at 8-0, and you can see why. Very strong up front, and with a dual-threat quarterback like Corbin Solitis, it's going to be a really tough offensive stop come those Division III playoffs. Hand off to Heinz, fourth down carry. He's got first down yardage. Big carry for Mason Heinz as Clare picks up their 4th first down on this drive. But I think if you're Petoskey, you're playing a little bit of a prevent now. Hey, let's keep everything in front of us. They pick up 2-3 yards on each one of these runs. That's okay. We're going to let that happen. Clock moves as the chains are reset. Clare still looking to the sidelines for the play. Arthur has the signal. So do the wide receivers, the offensive lineman, and Mason Heinz at running back. Again, not in on this possession, Aiden Van Bon, Jacob Halachek, or Mr. Ryan Louch. Handoff up the middle. Touchdown, Mason Heinz as he pours it into the end zone on the 12th play of the drive. And so Clare telling me, the old Lloyd Christmas, you're telling me there's still a chance? A lot of time that drive took over half of pretty much almost half of this fourth quarter as they got it with 11:58 left to go. There's 6:41 left to go. And now Dane Cruzcamp, the senior kicker, probably going to be called upon a couple times now to try and kick an onside kick for the Pioneers. Got to get this extra point, though, first. Our score, 42-20. Extra point is good. 42-21. Clare refuses to go away here on the senior night as the sophomore Mason Hines takes it into the end zone for a touchdown. We'll take another commercial break. Be back with more fourth quarter football action right after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Weber Brothers Sawmill has been in the sawmill and logging business since 1950. Weber Brothers Sawmill buys standing timber and logs all over central and northern Michigan with National Hardwood Lumber Association certification. You can be assured of a professional job, from the marking and cruising of your woods through the harvest. Weber Brothers Sawmill is a proud supporter of our local high school student athletes. Mount Pleasant Heating and Air Conditioning has been family-owned and serving mid-Michigan since 1962. They're dedicated to providing the best possible solution for your home or business. Mount Pleasant Heating and Air Conditioning is locally owned and supports our local community. For all of your heating and air conditioning needs, call Mount Pleasant Heating and Air Conditioning at 989-772-2881. Welcome back to the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Clare scored moments ago to make it 42-21, but there's only 6:40 left to go here in the fourth quarter. Cruz Camp coming out for what's most likely to be an onside kick. Petoskey's only got one guy back deep to receive. If you're Clare, you're probably going to need to get a couple of these if they want to come back and win this game. They will actually kick it deep, and it's going to take a good bounce for Petoskey to allow Eberhardt to field it. Now he tries some room to the far side. He's almost brought down inside the 5-yard line, almost brought down at the 10. Does a great job getting away from several Pioneer tackles. And now got another flag coming in on the far side. That is the third or fourth time that we've had a late hit on the Petoskey sideline. So that's going to set up Petoskey with solid field position that could have stopped the returner back at the 5-yard line. That would have been the type of thing that needed to happen, I think, for Clare to kind of stay in this game. They would have been able to stop the ball carrier way back there. Could have forced a 3-and-out and then found themselves in really good scoring position. Mason Hines down on the sideline for a moment, but he's a lot tougher than I am as he gets back up, trots over here to the Clare bench. And we're coming to you from the Barbary Law Studios, built by Konwinski Construction. Thanks for tuning into the Woods Household Appliance pregame show and the Gates Drilling and Service halftime show. We've still got your Bird All-American Grill postgame show coming up. We'll talk about our Bills Custom Fab fabrication of the game. The Zaid Batchelder Baller of the Game, brought to you by Weefrich Financial. And haven't been able to say it tonight that there's been a hole so big out there you could drive a Clark Modular home through it, but Solitis doesn't need holes like that, as he is an absolute beast out there for Petoskey. First down and 10 for the Northmen, just inside their own 30-yard line. Again, if you're Petoskey, it's all about running the clock here with this big lead here in the fourth quarter. You just want to run as many plays as you can. And Ogama does win 10-7, and so next week I kind of pretty much tell you Clare's going to be at Ogama Heights. That is most likely going to be the scenario. And we've now got penalty yardage being marked off, jumping off sides. We're the Pioneers, so it'll be first down and 5 for the Northmen. And it still looks like Solitis out there at quarterback with this 3-touchdown lead. You don't want to take any chances if you're Coach Webb, giving this potent offense of Clare back the football. Shotgun look for Petoskey. Solitis wants to run it to the far side of the field. Makes one man miss. He's got first down yardage before he's tackled at the 40. A dive on the ground like the ball may have came loose, but nope, Solitis is sure-handed on that far side, and so one play, one first down on the first down and 5. Again, Petoskey got it with about 6:44 left to go. They had great field position at their own. I'm just going to write down 35 or so because of a penalty. It's now first down and 10 at their own 43-yard line. Solitis back there in the gun, and they're not letting all the clock run off that they can. Shotgun look for Solitis. 2 wide receivers to his right, 1 to his left. Corbin Solitis has been electric tonight, probably nearly 200 yards rushing the football. Has thrown it when he's needed to as well. Handoff, trying to find some room out there is Swiss. He's going to be pushed out of bounds. He may have had first down yardage on that far side of the field. It's going to depend on the spot. That will stop the clock. 6:03 left to go in our fourth quarter. Again, score updates coming in. A big win for Reed City as they took out Beale City 18-14. Mount Pleasant was down 14-10 heading to the fourth quarter. final score in Shepherd, Ithaca 43, Shepherd 0. And so congratulations to Coach Jordan Hesbrook, the Mike Souls quarterback, Jackson Kahn, the Yellow Jackets 9-0 on the regular season. Big congratulations to them. Big hole on the far side of the field for Petoskey. It's going to be first down yardage for the Northmen. They also stay in bounds, so they'll run some clock after the first down chains are set. Some substitutions coming in for the Pioneers. In these last few minutes, you're going to hear me shouting out the seniors for the Pioneers, along with my great sponsors here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Talked about all those big ones. Big shout out as well to J&J Auto, Mount Pleasant Heating and AC, Konwinski Construction, Weber Brothers Sawmill, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply, ENS Graphics, and GNS Mechanical. And not a ton of throwing action here in this game except for late in the first half for Clare to talk about the Mumford Oil and Gas Supply assist of the game. Salidas trying to find that outside edge. He's got it once again for first down yardage. We have a late flag coming in, so we'll back things up for Petoskey, and I think mostly if you're Petoskey, what you're mostly frustrated about is it's actually going to stop the clock now. 5:30 left to go. A couple substitutions coming in and out for the Pioneers, and we'll see where the hold occurred because it was a little bit past the initial line of scrimmage, and so we're going to have one of those awkward like first down and 17s coming up, I believe. So it's hold against Petoskey. So they will mark off 10 yards, and we will do this first down play over once again. And if you're the Pioneers, you're not so worried about this, that the first down and distance. All you want to do is stay in bounds and keep that clock moving. 42-21. Pioneers trail Petoskey here. Clock now does start to wind after everything is marked off. 20 seconds on the play clock. We'll see how much Salidas lets run off. Again, 5 minutes left. I don't think you're really worried about running the clock all the way down at this point, but you're going to let it down about 10 seconds or so, and that's what they do. They hand it off up the middle. A little bit of running room out there, and getting the carry is Hayden Janis, and very deserving for the senior as he had those two big interceptions. It kind of changed this game here in the second half. 42-21 our score. Second down and 9 coming up after the short carry. Not a great spot out there for Petoskey, but again, they are not worried about it. Second down and 9, clock is moving, and another big shout out, Griffin Bohannon, Nate Batchel, Corey Clark sending me updates as Reed City best Beale City 18-14. Then again, I'm watching that Iron Mountain score, but if Beale City goes up to Iron Mountain in week 2 of the playoffs, tell you what, your boy is going to plan on making that trip. Handoff on the jet sweep. Big running room for the receiver. Brought down at the 21-yard line is the ball carrier. On the carry that time was Mitchell Eberhardt. This is the first time we've seen him carry the football here in a little bit. Seemed to be their go-to guy in the early going, but credit to the Petoskey coaching staff. I think they saw something offensively that was, we just need to keep the ball in 20's hands, and Salidas is going to be able to make it happen for us, and he's been able to do so. First down and 10 for Petoskey. Just outside the 20 of Clare. 4:22 left in our fourth quarter. High snap, new quarterback in the game. Some new defensive players in the game for Clare as well. Quarterback's going to go down, sacked on the play, and some good sportsmanship out there as well between the quarterback and the tackler out there as they kind of help each other up, give each other a little bit of a high five. That was Brody Allen in on the play for the Pioneers. Say Brody Allen, the junior, I believe talking with Coach Hesbrook, he kind of had a big injury his freshman year, and so really wasn't necessarily back or at full strength, or I don't even know if he played last year. He's been so excited what the junior has been able to bring to the table, and you think about some of those guys coming back. Mentioned Allen, some of the seniors that were so great, but Alexander is going to be back as well. Ball is on the ground. The quarterback was down, or the runner was down in the backfield, though, and so that'll bring up fourth down and long, I believe, waiting to see the exact movement there over on the sticks. But the clock continues to move if you are the Northmen, and that is what you're excited about. 3:20 left to go. You don't need to snap the football here on this third down and long play until under 3 minutes remaining. But I've said it a bunch of times. I'm going to say it again. Clare playing up a couple divisions here against this Petoskey team. Petoskey about twice the size student-wise when it comes to Clare. So a big test for Clare going into the playoffs. And you think about having Ogama Heights coming up again, this might be a really good game for Clare to have before Ogama Heights, because Petoskey looked very, very similar, but instead of handing off the ball to big Connor Lambert, it was the quarterback, Salitis, keeping it on the ground most of the night for this Petoskey Northman attack. And also, too, when you think about a rematch of Ogama and Clare, Ogama likes, they're not as fancy, I'll say, as Clare on offense. Clare's going to be able to throw some new wrinkles at Ogama offensively. Ogama is just going to kind of come out and try and do what they've done all year long. Looks like Petoskey's going to go for it here on 4th down and 13. Quarterback takes the shotgun snap. He's got some time to throw. He slings it over there. It's going to be almost intercepted, going up and knocking the ball down. It was a great defensive play from Parker Smith. And so Clare's going to get the ball back. Their own 25-yard line, 2:16 left to go in the fourth quarter. The outcome of this game is decided, so we'll see if some starters come back in there, or if we'll see some of the youngsters get some action now for the Pioneers. And it does look like Parker Smith is going to come in to play quarterback. Saw him play quarterback a little bit against Shepherd a few weeks ago. The junior looked really, really strong. Had a fake that was so good, left me kind of looking the wrong way as he ran into the end zone for a touchdown. And our score here, 42-21, 2:16 left to go in the fourth quarter. Got our Bird All-American Grill post-game show coming up. We'll update you on the other scores from the Mid-Michigan area. Kind of talk a little bit about the playoff scenarios heading forward, as you've heard me do most of this evening, as we're in Week 9 already. Seems just bonkers, but the regular season for high school football is over, and we move on to the playoffs next week. Handoff in the backfield, trying to find some room on the run, is going to be Aiden Drake. He's going to be brought down after a very short gain. Clock runs now under 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter. 2nd down and 10 for the Pioneers. And again, backups in on both sides. Parker Smith out there at quarterback. Mason Heinz out there at running back for the Clare Pioneers. Smith calls out the play. 4 wide, 2 to each side. They're going to send Colin Howitt in motion. They hand it off up the middle, or maybe Smith's actually going to keep it. Again, it's a great job by Smith. He will hold that ball in the stomach of the running back and pull it out at the absolute last second, as he does there for a decent gain. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 3 for the Pioneers. But a big, big win for the Petoskey Northmen. They're going to move to 9-0 for the first time in 50 years. That D3 playoffs ahead. Again, we could see them taking on a Mount Pleasant team. Everything gets decided on Sunday. I'll break it all down for you Sunday evening, Monday morning. Nice tackle in the open field as Smith goes down for pretty much no gain. It's going to bring up 4th down on this play, and we are under 1 minute remaining here in the fourth quarter. Petoskey leads Clare 42-21 on senior night. Both of these teams heading to the playoffs next week, though. Petoskey is going to be going into the D3 playoffs undefeated at 9-0. Clare's going to go into the playoffs at 7-2. But even if the Pioneers are 8-1, that D5 is so deep, I don't know if they would have had a home playoff game or not. So this Pioneer team will need to be road warriors. They want to go on and win here. Parker Smith has got 1st down yardage, and that could be the final play of the game right there as we go under 30 seconds remaining. We've got your Bird All-American Grill post-game show coming right up. The only place you'll ever catch this guy post-gaming, the Bird All-American Grill in downtown Mount Pleasant. And Parker Smith says, I want a couple more plays out here. I'm having fun. Takes a shotgun snap, hands it off the middle to Heinz. Heinz is going to pick up solid yardage. Now under 20 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter. Again, we'll be coming back with our Bird All-American Grill post-game show. Not really a whole lot of Mumford Oil and Gas Supply assists out there, but we'll talk about the timber of the game and the most important feature, the Zaid Batchelder Baller of the Game, brought to you by our friends at Weefrich Financial. And there it is, zeros on the scoreboard, 42-21. Petoskey a winner over the Clare Pioneers. Back to put a bow on our regular season football coverage after this, but oh boy, playoffs right around the corner, and we could not be more excited. Back to put a wrap on this one right after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Bill's Custom Fab can handle any job you need, from large-scale steel building projects to fixing your favorite stainless serving pan. Bill's Custom Fab can weld and fabricate anything. Call today at 989 888-772-5817 or stop by on Gover Parkway in Mount Pleasant. Good luck to all of our local athletes from Bill's Custom Fab.
The Bird in downtown Mount Pleasant, open every day but Sunday for lunch and dinner. Delicious pizza, the world-famous Bird Burger, handcrafted, fresh-baked subs, many apps, and much more. There's something for everyone at The Bird in downtown Mount Pleasant, where friends gather like family. The Bird, supporting high school sports in mid-Michigan for nearly 100 years.
Hey, Rowan, want to toss the ball around?
No thanks.
A quick game of chess?
Maybe later.
Want me to teach you to ride a bike?
Papa, we did all that when I was little.
I guess you're right. Barbary Law's kept me so busy, time has just flown by.
There is one thing, though. You got any cookies?
Thought you'd never ask.
For over 4 decades, ENS Graphics has delivered confidence, trust, and peace of mind by providing their customers with expert service and using state-of-the-art technology. We all know in sports, what's on the inside counts the most. But when it comes to your business, school, organization, what's on the outside does matter. If your business needs anything printed, ENS Graphics can do it. If you want your club, team, organization to look good, ENS can help with that. They take your vision and make it their mission. ENS Graphics, a proud supporter of the Mid-Michigan community and their local athletes. Visit ENS Graphics at their location down in Ithaca or visit their website at esgraphics.com. ENS Graphics, printing all things physical. Handsome Ben's Fab. Welcome back inside the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. A big apology to my brother at Ben's Handsome Fab as we cut off his commercial there. Want to get back here to wrap things up because what a game it was. 42-21 is our final. The Pioneers fall short against Petoskey. We've got some other score updates to get through before we get to our Zaid Batchelder baller of the game. Reed City best Beale City 18-14. Ithaca best Shepherd 43-0. Still waiting on a final score in Ithaca. We're still waiting on a final score in Mount Pleasant. Mount Pleasant trailed Linden 14-10 at the start of the third quarter. And kind of one thing left to do here. Talk about the Zaid Batchelder baller of the game and Weber Brothers Sawmill Timber of the game. I think it's all going to go to one cat, which means he did something pretty darn special tonight. We'll talk about that right after the Zaid song here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Well, hey there, Zaid. This song of love is just for you. So turn it up. Peekaboo, Zaid, I see you. And we wrote a song about what you do. Like listening to music and going outside. Wearing a smile on your face so wide, yeah.
Welcome back into our Barbary Law Studios and our Bird All-American Grill post-game show. Zaid Batchelder, baller of the game, brought to you by Weefridge Financial and also the Weber Brothers Sawmill Timber of the game. Rarely do you want to give the timber of the game to the quarterback, but if you watch this whole game, what Corbin Solitis did running the football and from his defensive line position, it was absolutely big time for this Petoskey team here tonight. Seemed like every drive he had a run of 25 to 30 yards, and also right at the beginning of the drive, they started at their own 8. He runs it out to the 30 or the 40. They started at their own 35. He runs it across midfield. They start at their own 20. He runs it out to the 40. Just big-time plays from that young man all night long. Brendan Swiss also with a solid game. And 2 interceptions from Hayden Janis. Might also kind of have him in the running for the Weber Brothers Sawmill Timber of the game. Congratulations to Petoskey, finishing 9-0 for the first time in 50 years or so. And Clare, nothing to hang their hats about. They hung in with a really, really solid Division III team pretty much all game long. You take away those 2 interceptions in the second half, I think Clare ends up right there in the end. But turnovers are the name of the game. I said in the pregame, if you're Clare, you're probably going to need a turnover or 2 to win this one. They were not able to get it. Our final 42-21. Petoskey with the victory. Reed City also besting Beale City tonight. Ithaca a winner over Shepherd. We know Sacred Heart was a big winner last night over Coleman, and still haven't heard anything on the exact final from the Mount Pleasant game. They were trailing Linden 14-10 last we knew, but they're in. And so as we head towards playoff action, Sacred Heart Academy, Clare, Ithaca, Beale City, and Mount Pleasant, 5 of our 6 ultra-local teams will be in playoff action Sunday. We'll find out where they're going to be, and I will let everybody know on Facebook, Instagram, and all that stuff. And then Monday, Tuesday, we'll get a hold of athletic directors. We'll get a hold of the MHSAA to get those broadcast rights. And as soon as we know, we will let you know where we are going to be. But you heard me talk about it a few times in the second half. If Beale City ends up going to Iron Mountain in week 2, we know that's a long drive for a lot of people, and so that's why we're here, to make that drive so you maybe don't have to. Chris Bachman, Adam Gursky signing off tonight. Senior night for Clare. They fall 42-21 against a really good Petoskey team. Make sure you check things out Sunday night on Facebook and Instagram, and we'll run down everything with where all of our local teams are going to be. And heading towards Monday, Tuesday, we will let you know where we are going to be for high school football action as the playoffs start next week. The